What is up, family? What's going on? What's going on? Let me take these here out. And where my case at? How everybody doing tonight? Let me stop you. And yeah, man, what's going on, family? How y'all doing tonight? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Let me see here. Let me get back over here to the chat real quick, fam. Fed Up American, what's going on? My Renaissance grandma, Juan Perez, what's up, brother? How you doing? How you doing? Mama, thank you. Thank you. Thank everybody for being here. But look here, mama. Hold on. Let me get over here. Mama. 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 All I can say is a video coming. It's a video coming, y'all. It's a video coming. Y'all be looking out for it. Looking out for it. I want to get into this conversation we're gonna have here tonight. Well, this morning for y'all. Matter of fact, let me start over fresh. Good morning. How y'all doing this here morning? Sweet Ree, what's up, sister? How you doing? Miss Carlene Geisha done slid up in here. Happy Mac, what's good, family? How y'all doing? Fed Up American in here rocking with us. Trying to be a little bit more flexible, a little bit more versatile. Y'all folk be asking how we because y'all know as always Tuesdays and Fridays we pretty locked in. Oh, thank you for that, Mama. I appreciate that. By the way, see, look here, my Renaissance grandma said while working, liked and shared, and I appreciate that. And if the rest of y'all feel like doing it, uh, oh, Happy Mac already getting the conversation started. Yeah, it's gonna be real. I'm looking forward to people's opinions, thoughts, everything. Let me get over here to us so I can see what's going on here. Cause for whatever reason, I can see some stuff in over there in the StreamYard machine that I can't see. I mean, I can see on the live that I can't see in StreamYard for whatever reason. Mama Nita, what's up? Blue Lotus Vibes by Janita McLean. How you doing, young lady? Better get in here and enjoy yourself. Yes. Y'all ain't crazy. This ain't Tuesday. It is Friday. I mean, it's uh a Monday. It is Monday. All day long, baby. All day long. Y'all see the title. We got some stuff we're gonna talk about, some conversations we're gonna have, respectfully, of course. But I'm really open to hearing everybody's different points of views, perspectives, thoughts, ideas, and especially from my Florida people, from my Texas people, from hell everybody, all my folk in the states. Because honestly, those might be the two that's getting the biggest amount of notoriety or coverage right now. But immigration is something I've been hearing about. This has been an issue my whole life. In fact, this has been an issue before I was even born. And if I'm a 70s baby, my goodness, that's why I asked the question: is there a solution, or is it just gonna wane and wave? Miss Tracy Anderson, what's up, Miss Tracy? How you doing? Miss Tracy, did you get my message? Because I sent you the email. I don't know if you went back and caught that, if you saw it. Um, yes, Miss Janita, it is. We're gonna discuss it. We're gonna talk about it. Uh, Fed Up America said I'm in Ohio, not far from Vision Preparedness. Yeah, and y'all got y'all own stuff going on too up that way. I'm saying this is something that's impacting not just the U.S. but the globally, everywhere. Uh, hey, Wellness with Frugal Mama, how you doing? I didn't get to catch you this. Was you on this morning? I didn't see you morning your time. But I did get to catch the podcast the other night. Great podcast. Y'all make sure y'all support. Check out Wellness with Frugal Mama with her podcast. Hey, Shanna. What's up, Shanna? How you doing? Yeah, Miss Tracy Anderson, if you would go back to where you because it's still in our about page, but if you go back to the comment you left, I put it in there for you so you can uh just email us. Can't stop walking, but love more. How you doing, bro? I saw you. That was a great interview over there on Miss T with the T. Yes. It's good to see brothers talking about love, something that everybody think is dead and gone. In a lot of ways it is. Hell, I don't know. I talk about it from time to time. I can't fix nothing but me, myself, and I. I try to better make me a better me, so me so me can make the world a little bit better place. Boy, y'all rolling on up in here. Please, y'all share this live out if you don't mind. I think it's a great conversation, an interesting topic, and we need to talk about it. But before I forget, because so many of y'all jumping in here, I was gonna say one more thing about my Renaissance grandma. If you want your whole bathroom to be banging, including your battery, yeah, go check out my Renaissance grandma. Go over to her YouTube channel. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Get this knowledge from her. Check out her grocery haul. Check out all the stuff she do, and get you some of that doggone soap. I told y'all my favorite is Sir. Yes, SIR, Sir. That's my favorite one. Your whole bathroom just be banging. Whatever room it's in, just smell like you done walked in what's one of them little fancy stores in the mall, Aeropostale or Lacoste or something, or what's the other one? Sometimes what's one of them? Uh, you gotta put your pank out when you walk in there because of how it smell. I can't even remember. I ain't been to a mall in a long time. Well, not in the States anyway. Uh, JC family, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Family? Welcome in. Uh, yeah, Happy Mac. She's amazing. Hey, Shanna. Did I speak to Shanna? Hey, Shanna. Hey, Jason. I know y'all somewhere around there. Miss Janita said Dillard's. No, it was one of them stores. I never did really get no clothes from them. But Abercrombie, I think is what it was. Yep, and Bath and Body Works. Somebody put in there Bath and Body Works. Mm-hmm. Just smell pretty. Make it smell just all clean and fresh. A little better than other folk because you smell so good. You ever smell so good you feel like you better than other people? It happened. It happened. Don't act like you ain't. Don't act like you ain't never had you some moments. But yeah, everybody who has or who's sharing this out, thank you. We're gonna ease on into this conversation, family, because we got a way we kind of do things on Tuesdays, the way we do things on Friday. Today we just getting in here and we're gonna chop it up. But I do want to say, Fed Up American off in here reminded me, said he not too far away from vision preparedness. Y'all, June 2nd through the 4th. June 2nd through the 4th, bug out weekend. I don't know what folk need to see go on or happen in this world. Thank you, Miss Janita, for saying that. Miss Janita, Blue Lotus Vibe said, liked and shared out, fam. Much love. I'm listening. Oh, by the way, seeing Miss Janita remind me of something. I'm gonna get back to bug out weekend in a minute. So last Friday, I was the doorway to Mother's Day weekend. By the way, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out here, all the people in mother positions that's loving on folks and cheering, and other people just like they your own. Biology don't always dictate the day. If you're loving on folk, especially children who need it, then good on you and happy Mother's Day to you. And thank you everybody who came through Friday for our Friday fave. My mother, who's no longer with us in this realm, just happened to be our Friday fave last week. So much love, so many kind words and support from so many of y'all. I'm just never thank y'all enough for all the love and kindness and support. And what you want? You gotta kiss me first.
I'm not getting on camera. Hey everybody.
Whatever. Yeah. Yeah. I always want something. She don't want to give nobody nothing. See, that's why she, babe, I love you. I love you too. Bring me some too. Well, not now, don't worry about it. Y'all see how I get treated. Let me get back to it. Where was I? Oh yeah, thanks for all the love. Thanks for all the love on Friday. And again, happy Mother's Day to all the moms. And even if you ain't got no biological children, if you out there helping people, society, loving on folks, being a nurturer, that's what a mother is. That's what moms do. So shout out to y'all, kudos to y'all, and much love and much respect. So back to vision preparedness. Bug out weekend, June 2nd through the 4th. Yeah, be there or be square if you can. I think it's going to be a phenomenal event. A lot of people coming, a lot of people showing up. You still got time to get over to Vision Preparedness channel. Check him out. Get over to the website. Check him out. And yeah, sign up for it so he can have an idea of how many people. So he can get y'all ready for your classes. And yeah. Shout out a resilient dad. My man do some things I possibly could do back when my knees were more stronger. I ain't know my marathon days is over. They over. But my man getting ready for, I think 5K is gonna be his first one. And on July 22nd. So he training for that, man. Shout out to you. It's a run for I believe dementia. And he got another one coming up after that. So much love. Shout out to you. Shout out to you, bro. And keep training. Just keep training. So let's get to the topic at hand. I want to. Am I a little too dark for y'all? I'm gonna have to turn this light on. I see Fed Up American been dropping them comments. Boy, a lot of y'all been getting into the conversation already. Oh, Fisher J. Mia, how you doing, sister? Happy Mother's Day. I see the kiddos got in there and did some teamwork and got you hooked up. Yeah. Oh, Fisher J. Mia got the gift. They got in the kitchen and did it together. What's up, Orca 3371? And y'all check out I almost said a resilient dad. Y'all check out Taurus Brain so y'all can get to know Auntie Lulabelle. Cause my goodness. My goodness. Yeah, that's you gotta go see for yourself. It's worth it. It's worth it. Let me see what okay, that's a little better. That's a little better. Let my hair down. Child, y'all gotta forgive me. It's Monday. I ain't got my face on. I ain't beat my face or nothing. But yeah, so immigration. Um, it's a very real and very serious issue at the moment. It's been a very real and very serious issue my entire life. I don't even know where to start as far as like, well, if we just do this, then this will fix this. Or if we just do that, that'll fix that. But I'm glad I do have some of my Texas people in here. And I got some of my Florida people in here. My Florida people. I'm going to drop that link in a little bit. Unique Prepping. What's up, fam? Get in here, Zach. How you doing? I got to go back up and find a comment I saw. I forget who it was. That's too far up there. Somebody said the country is about to be flooded with a lot of desperate people, and um, I agree. I agree 100%. And one thing that I do like to see, even though look, it's a certain level of compassion in that statement. Um, I think it was. It's always whenever you're talking about uncomfortable circumstances and situations, there's always an opportunity to be, even if you writing what you're saying, it just comes with the opportunity to overindulge in insensitivities. And as we get into this conversation tonight, as the link get dropped, as people put stuff in the chat, this ain't got to be a big circle jerk. This ain't got to be oh, let's all kumbaya and saying we can't have different points of views, different perspectives, different feelings and emotions that are invoked. That's not what I'm saying. The only thing that I'm asking, in fact, I'm doing two things. I'm asking and requiring that everything remains respectful towards other people in the chat. And outside of that, say how you feel. Cause everybody ain't gonna see eye to eye on this one. I got a couple of videos I'm gonna run for y'all here in a little bit, but before we get into it like that, I really want to know how y'all feel about it. Even like Miss Janita just said herself, this is something she just heard about the other day, or maybe she heard specific parts of it. But the main two that I'm talking about is what's going on down there in Texas at the border, end of Title 42, I believe, and in Florida, SB 1718. This is something that's going to impact everybody. Hey, Dawn, people, how you doing? How you doing? Okay, I see some of the comments coming in. Let me get up here to Happy Mac. I keep hearing. I think my other earbuds on. Is it? No. Okay. Happy Mac said, "I'm in upstate New York. Our country." Oh, I said it real good. I said upstate New York. Our country hasn't recovered from the thousand Serbs, Croatians, and Myanmarans that were sent here 20 years ago. Now they want to send South and Central America. Hey, this is a real conversation. This is a real full conversation, and he's not wrong. I think these are my other heads. Y'all let me know if y'all hear some. If y'all hear, if y'all hear echoes, oh, it's coming from here. Never mind. Like y'all let me know if y'all hear echo or if the sound, if everything is okay or whatever. But I'm gonna turn it all the way off. Yeah. And that's why I led the way I led. That's why I said what I said, because even though it may at first glance seem like it's just a Texas thing or like it's just a Florida issue right now, maybe some of the states immediately, California, maybe some of the southern border states, but I'm glad they said that because there's also a massive influx of immigrants who have come by plane as well. So I think that's a very fair assessment, and I'm not going, because I don't have a solution. I'm not even sure if there is one that would appease all parties involved. So I'm really loving this already, because this is that's that kind of parts of the conversation that I'm gonna have to come back to Happy Mac and get on that a little bit more when I get to this video. Miss Janita, well, let me say Blue Lotus Vibes for people who may not know her by that name. Blue Lotus Vibes by Janita McLean said, "I feel they will be dropped off in more than just those states, causing more poverty rate everywhere, a crisis waiting to happen." It is already starting to impact everywhere. I say that because like that kind of related to what Happy Mac says. So it's not just these border states. A lot of these people immediately crossing the border after they get processed, they already getting sent to New York. They being sent to Philadelphia, California, maybe sometimes in some circumstance, wherever they got family. It's really, really complicated. And there are certain communities who are starting to have outcries because of some of the resources that certain people feel could be going to or benefiting maybe the veteran population, or maybe some of the U.S. citizens who are in homeless. Like it's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. Uh, yeah, Happy Mac said, "I feel for him, but we can't take care of our own house." I can't I can't dispute that, bro. I'm just here to hear everybody's side. Let's see, Fed Up American said, "I'm partially third generation American. My grandma fled fascism and came over here legally, and she is pissed. I love this country for the opportunity it gave my grandma. My grandpa is Blackfoot Indian." It's That's just another thank you, Miss Janita, no echo. Astatine 85, what's up? Welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, it's a lot of different points of views. It's a lot of different perspectives because everybody's like circumstance and situation and how they grew up and how the new influx of people are going to impact them. I mean, it's ain't no easy answer, and I just see it probably being. I don't want to use the word worse, so I'll say this. I think it's going to be a whole lot more complicated before it gets either resolved or get better. Hey, Lena Doyle Crafton, how you doing? Let's see, we got here. Unique Prepping said, "See, I'm totally fine with people coming in, but don't stay if they can't get legality. I know the people want the American dream. I love that, but I don't like the under the table stuff." That's a fair assessment. A lot of people feel that way as well. A whole lot of people feel that way. Um, some of the numbers that are coming out, some of the people that are showing up at the southern border, I don't. That's why I'm glad I got people in here from those states. If they still in the chat to give their perspective and what they actually legitimately see happening here on the ground, over there on the ground. Thank you, Sweet Pea. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Thank you, baby. Uh, because I mean, reports offer one thing. Reports say one thing, but hey, Miss Deborah Garrett, how you doing? It ain't nothing like hearing from people who actually right there in real time in real life dealing with this, and some of the reports and videos and commentary that's coming out of El Paso since uh, I believe Title 42 got lifted. I'm just curious as to what folk, because yeah, I mean, I done been to El Paso, I done been to Eagle Pass, I done been I like out down, that's west, but down south, all in Brownsville, all of the little stuff touching Mexico, the majority of it at some point I've been there, whether it be working or you know, a lot of Texas folk, they go to South Padre Island, they go to Cancun. Well, people from all over go to Cancun for the holiday. I gotta get this video ready because something I have to be honest about, and I'm not even. This is not with judgment one way or the other, but the sheer amount of people coming through every day is so overwhelming that I don't know what to. Huh. I don't know what. I don't know. Let me get this ready, y'all, and then I will. All right, family. Here we go. Let's get this. Let's get this first one going here. Ahead.
of the lifting of Title 42 restrictions at the border, and we're already seeing staggering numbers. Border Patrol says in just the past 3 days, they've encountered more than 26,000 migrants, and they're averaging almost 9,000 every single day, prompting Texas Governor Greg Abbott to deploy a new National Guard unit called the Texas Tactical Border Force. Today, the governor criticizing President Biden's plan to deal with an anticipated surge in migrants.
The cartels know it's the federal government that controls the immigration process. The cartels are working in collaboration with President Biden and the federal government to facilitate that illegal cross-border. We are being overrun by our own federal government. Texas is being undermined by our own federal government in our efforts to secure our border.
Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas has repeatedly claimed that the border is already closed and secure, and the administration is ready for the end of Title 42.
Okay, that was Fox 26. What are y'all thoughts on that? Because I gotta be honest, I don't have an answer. I hate the division that I see starting to develop, and I hate to see some of the angst and animosity, but at the same time, I have to admit that I can understand the concern. That number of people, when you think about it logistically, like the mayor's saying, like even the governor down there saying, even though they all want probably initially stay right in that immediate area, but I mean, like, in the duration of time where they still there, what do you do with that many people? It's people all over El Paso on the streets. There's been alleged activities, I guess to be PC, it's gonna say they unsavory going on at night. I don't have an answer. I just want to hear y'all thoughts and opinions. What's up, Broke? My man Broke Foreman slid up in here. Thank you for watching that commercial, brother. We appreciate it. Okay. Hey, thank you for taking the time to listen to little old us, Fed Up America, while you out there making that money. I appreciate that, family. Thank you. But what are y'all thoughts on that? That may not seem like a lot. If you think about 9,000 a day, it's like, okay, that's a lot, but it really ain't a lot. But yeah, man, it kind of is a lot. Cause my goodness, what you suppose, like, people have to go somewhere. People have to go somewhere. And y'all be surprised. They may have a lot of traffic coming through them, but until you get somewhere big, like, I don't know, H-Town, Houston, for those who don't know what I'm talking about, you get to Houston or something, excuse me, y'all. A lot of these little bitty border towns, man, these towns ain't equipped or set up to, whether they was coming from, hell, it could be for a football game or for a baseball game. They really just not designed to facilitate that many people. Phone check, what's up, bro? Phone check down there, H-Town. He said no papers, no entry. That's a shared sentiment amongst a lot of people as well. Thank you, moderator official J Mia. I appreciate you. Let's see. Happy Max said, no news saying how dangerous it is. 80,000 people are in Guatemala waiting for transport right now. That's a big number. Phone check said it's killing the economy. Happy Max said it's a lot. And I ain't heard nobody say nothing that I can be like, no, that ain't true. That ain't real. That I ain't nobody said nothing I can disagree with like that yet. and nobody might not say nothing. I don't, man. These conversations and these circumstances are overwhelming. And I forget who it was. Happy Mac, was that you up in upstate New York, or was that no, I wasn't happy. That was somebody up in New York, and still talking about the influx from the last well, I ain't even gonna say the last one, from a previous large influx of people who migrated. Yeah, Happy Mac. Okay, that was Happy Mac. Uh, whether it's Croatian or Serbian or South American, whatever, man, what's gonna happen with all the this is a big deal, y'all. In my opinion, I just want to know what y'all think. Broke Farmer, my brother, said, "What's the question?" We talking about the immigration crisis in Texas with Title 42, and over in Florida, SB 1718. And is there a solution? And I personally don't think there's not one overnight. Uh, I've said it before, I say it again. Immigration is something I've been hearing about my whole life. That seems to be an unresolvable set of circumstances. I think I kind of know why it's as complicated as it is, but I want to hear what y'all think, and I get to my feelings in a little bit after I done heard from y'all. Uh, Phone Check 72 said Canada don't have no problem with their border, so how did this happen at our border? Well, that's kind of, that's a little bit different. Well, I ain't gonna say it's different. This is what I know, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. As far as I know, all Canadian citizens can, I think, come to the U.S. for like 6 months at a pop if they choose. Mexican citizens, nationals, I think it's a little bit different. Happy Mac said, I got to put that up there. Happy Mac said, I have to wonder why our government is allowing this. That's a valid question. That's a valid question. This is got some really good points of views and comments in here. Phone Check said it's disgusting. I mean, and at the risk of, for me personally, it ain't about being insensitive to anybody or to anybody's feelings, but I think a reasonable and prudent person would observe said circumstances. And okay, I'll put it like this, because I gotta be fair. Let me turn my camera on, and I'm gonna turn it back off. I'm gonna drop this link and get some of y'all up here with me. She said a war gonna break out. Again, ain't nobody said nothing that I can say, no, you wrong. This ain't gonna happen. Hell, I don't know. We having an honest, open conversation. What's my brother Vision? What's good, fam? How you doing? Better get on there and enjoy yourself. If y'all, for those who may not have been in the chat earlier, June 2nd through the 4th, Bug Out Weekend is going down. This is the man himself, Vision Preparedness. Please drop your hashtag BCIAC in the chat so these good folks who may not know you can connect with you if y'all not linked up already. Life-saving skills are probably one of the most precious skill sets and commodities going forward that any of us could capture and or obtain, in my opinion. With that being said, for a little bit of clarity, I would liken this to something that I saw very similar in the Pacific Northwest when we lived in the Seattle area. And I had to be honest with myself, because at the time, well, I'm careful with words like liberal, conservative, whatever. But I guess idealistically, it's more of a liberal space, liberal area. At the time, with me working in working in mental health, I had a direct contact with a lot of persons, people who are homeless. I guess the new thing is the houseless is more appropriate, I guess. To me, you homeless, whatever. So I had kind of ruffled some feathers that I didn't really mean to in a work related conversation, because I believe in trying to be true, be fair, and be honest, and ask myself honest questions. And if I can't be honest with myself, how the hell am I gonna be honest with anybody else? So I had to ask the question because somebody was going real hard, and I understand her intent, but I had to ask, would you want an encampment? And what I mean by the homeless encampment, would you want that right next door to your house? I felt that to be a fair question. Now, I'm not juxtaposing these two things, but I'm saying there are some similarities that I see, because your heart can be in the right place. You can want to do all you can. You can want to give all you can. But at the same time, we get off work and you get to go to your condo and I get to go to mine. Or you get to go to your house and I get to go to mine. Or you get to go to your apartment and I get to go to mine. So I think it's really, really complicated. And some people, they go hard and their heart be in the right place, but it's like, man, if your wife getting, hell, or you for that matter, your wife get off at 9 p.m. and she gotta walk 2 blocks because it ain't nowhere to park, and she gotta walk past 2 encampments to get to y'all building. I mean, I'm just saying. Let's see here. What phone check said. Phone check 72 said, I can get killed as a black man on a traffic stop for a small infraction, but you have people that come in with aid from the government for undocumented people. Make it make sense. These are, in fact, the complexities that I am speaking of. This is some of the stuff that I'm talking about that got a whole slew of a ton of different subsets and sub-segments of society saying, well, what about me? What about what I'm going through already? What about injustices that I might still be facing or I have yet to be remedied? And somehow we find aid and resources for, and look here, we having a conversation. I'm not saying what should or shouldn't be. I want to get y'all perspective and y'all opinion. I told y'all I'm gonna wind this thing down with mine, but for now, I just want to hear from y'all. And I'm gonna throw in my little 3 cent here there. Okay, here go. Game Nerd Mom. Hey, first off, I don't think I spoke. How you doing? Welcome in. Game Nerd Mom Garden said, I don't know why we stress about people coming into the country. We are a country built off immigration. We rely on it, unknown to lots of folks. Look at all the farmers who can't find workers. Perfect segue into Florida, because we finna talk about Florida here too. Actually, we can go back and forth. We talking about both of them. But Game Nerd Mom, thank you very much. I'm glad that first off, thank you for being here. Secondly, we're gonna get into that. Let me catch up a little bit. Phone check 72 said, I don't have a problem with people coming into the country. Just have paperwork and pay taxes like normal Americans. Happy Mac said, our country can't even pay the interest on our astronomical debt, however many trillion that is. I done forgot since I looked at it last. But yeah, I said trillion with a T. How we gonna pay for this? Who's gonna pay for this? Something very interesting. Hey, Yaya's Best Life, how you doing? I've been seeing you. I've been in the bushes. You've been having some great interviews lately. You and some of the wonderful women that you've had over on your channel. Y'all. Oh, and by the way, family, please, ain't nobody tripping. I'm asking y'all to do 2 things like I do on Tuesdays and Fridays. Share this live out, and if you're a content creator, drop your hashtag BCIAC into the chat so people can get to know you if they don't know you already. But y'all best life, my Florida people. I really want to know what y'all seeing and what y'all think. But as we segue on over into SB 1718, I have to ask this: have y'all been paying attention or been seeing any of the issues that are happening in Florida right now because of this new law being passed and about to take effect? I believe immigrants play a big role in the industry of agriculture. Immigrants play a big role in the industry of hospitality, especially a vacation state like Florida. They play a big role in the industry of healthcare. Um, One of the things I hate most is some of the growing divisions that I see coming, and they already here. But I see them growing. They get exasperated. It seems like by the hour, not just by the day. I guess a reasonable and prudent person could ask themselves, well, for one, how all these folk get here? For two, how is it possible to potentially obtain more help than I get? And three, who doing the hiring? And that was just a few. That's just a few. Tim, what's up, bro? ATM Tim up in here. Jason, what's up, my brother? I knew when I seen Shanna, if you could, you were gonna slide on through here. Okay, let's see who Tim. Somebody ain't heard from yet. ATM Tim said, my perspective, we can't go to another country without getting a visa and a passport. Why should people be allowed to come into America with no paperwork? Bro, I don't know. The only thing I could say, even remotely feasible, would probably be that most other countries don't offer what the U.S. calls asylum. I'm not saying that's an excuse or a justification, because I feel your pain. I feel your sentiment. Hell, I'm living it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We've lived in and been in other countries, and you got the top. So I don't know. And I wish I had more answers. I just don't. I just don't see none of this stuff in them being. I don't want to sound too detrimental. I don't see it being resolved anytime soon, and I sure don't see it being resolved before things get get fit. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, let me go on and drop this link right here real quick fast. I told y'all I was gonna do that, and I am ready to do just that. Let's see here. Hold on, I gotta go down here first. Here up. People still coming in. What's up, y'all? Welcome in, family. Welcome in. There is the link for anybody who wants to come up. Just let me see you in the background first. Cassandra Dolores. Okay, I see you, family. Welcome in. Motivation from the weightlifting geek. Welcome in, my brother. How you doing? Martika. I think she said been in here, but hey, again, she said, let me get back to some of these comments. Phone check said, I traveled all over the world, and if you don't have paperwork, you're not getting in the country, period. Yeah. That's I think a lot of this goes back to the whole concept and idea of the United States being that y'all, this get deep, this get real. I'm glad everybody participating in this conversation, but every country not saying give me your tired, your weak, your poor, your huddled masses. It's a lot of different angles that people looking at this from, and could could bring up reference or make reference to what have you from whatever point in time in history is usually suitable to their argument. But I still haven't seen anybody say anything wrong. Let me get ready to bring my brother up here, man. What's good, fam?
What's good, fam? How you doing, bro?
I'm good. I know you working. I just want to see you backstage. If you need to drop down,
Nah, you good. You good.
okay. Go ahead. How you doing this morning, brother?
I'm good, man. It's Monday. You know, I woke up on this side of dirt, so it's a great day in the neighborhood.
That's a great way to start the day, ain't it?
Yes, it is.
And go and give us your perspective and help me with some of these comments.
Yes, indeed. So two things are going on from my perspective, and this is
Yes.
just my opinion, period. You got people that legitimately want to come into this country to better themselves and their families.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, they have to fill out the paperwork. They got to go through all that.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have malicious intent. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
And in my opinion, there's more malicious intent than naturalization. And if you do the research, you will find out that there are other countries that have literally emptied their prisons and sent those people on their way to this country. Period. You've got.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
You've got cartels. Mexico is in a horrible position. You've got drug cartels that are making probably the largest push for drug trafficking and human trafficking into this country in the history of the drug war.
Mm-hmm.
And I personally think that it's more malicious intent with all these folks coming into the border, because if you look at the people, you got people coming in from Turkey, Iran, Pakistan, Palestine, all of these countries that there's no way on God's green earth that they walked to get there. Period.
That is indisputable, sir. Indisputable.
Correct.
Indisputable.
And most of these people that are claiming asylum or wanting to come into this country have been coerced and pushed and told, you either serve life in prison here or you get out and go to the United States.
Mm.
I'm torn on this because I do know for a fact that there are good human beings trying to come to this country to better themselves.
Of course. But we got to
don't
look at
get
it all.
Yeah, but don't get it twisted and think that the majority of those people are good people, because they're not. And history has proven that. They just caught a guy the other day who is on the terrorist list, trying to get in across the border to seek asylum. So it's a tough topic.
It's an extremely tough topic. And again, I can say I haven't heard anybody say anything that anybody else can say is wrong. Because this is it's beyond complicated, man. And I'm sitting over here at my old age, and it's been going on my entire life.
Yes.
But I have to admit, I've never seen things this extreme.
Correct.
Ever.
Correct. And you have I'm gonna be honest, you got folks coming into this country that are coming for the sole purpose to do harm to this country and the citizens and people of this country. How many times you see Chinese people coming across the Mexican border? Come on, y'all. Y'all better wake up.
It's very interesting, bro. I never seen that before.
Exactly.
Not that I can recall.
You and me both. Right.
Not that I can recall. It's it throws a lot of people off when they see people who may share nationality or ancestry or whatever, may even be a national from that country, whatever, and they saying, "No, hold on, man. We got to watch everybody," and it may come off as, "Oh, well, I got mine, so I don't want you to get yours." I don't think that's always the case. I think when you
Right.
have real, genuine conversations with people, some of these people will tell you why they feel that way. What's up, broke? I brought you up, bro. What happened? You come back in when you get ready.
Yep.
Uh,
It's I honestly believe that they're sending, and I say they loosely, that they are
mhm.
sending people to cross the border to come into this country to do harm to this country. And I'm gonna throw out a word, and y'all can take it what you want. This is your channel, Jay, but I'm being very, very mindful.
Yeah,
But
go for it, man. We talking.
there are sleeper cells in this country already, folks. And if you think it can't happen, you best believe and wake up.
I don't think we at a point where unless for those who lollygag through life, fine, that's their business.
Yes.
I choose to look at everything for what it is and explore all possibilities. How can I protect myself, my family, if I don't anticipate anything that could potentially happen? I didn't say I walk around pulling my hair all day, but you best believe head on a swivel and I'm paying attention.
Yes.
And man, it's rough, boy. These next couple of years, I don't know how bruh, I don't know. But I will, and I won't even get into all the reasons why. But a lot goes into deciding to make a major move, like moving to another country or doing this or doing that. Some of this people saw coming. Once it get there, it's like you never knew it was gonna be that real or that overwhelming. But hold on,
Yep.
let me hey Kyle. Let me bring my man. What's up, bro? What's up, bro? How
Hey,
you doing?
what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you good, fam?
Hey, what's up, Vision? Hey, how you doing,
What's
African
going
Dream?
on, bro?
A good topic. And I don't have any education behind my opinion, but I got a 2 cent like everybody, I guess. Now,
Yeah,
we
that's it.
always
That's what we're
saying
here
that
for.
we always say places are overcrowded. It's not that America's overcrowded. It's just the nice places to live. It's too many people. Now, if we open up places like Montana and South Dakota and North Dakota, well, the population is very scarce. To live in immigration would be so bad. I don't think everybody should be allowed come in immigration to just move wherever they want to. We should be able to give people land in places that just don't have that much population to it, and then it wouldn't be such a bigger issue. But when you get to bigger cities and you let people in New York and Houston, then it becomes a problem. But it's plenty of land in America. We just got to allow people to go to these places. That's my 2 cents.
God, that's a fair assessment, bro. That's a
It's true.
fair. I mean,
I
go
just hear
ahead.
so
Go
many
ahead.
people say that it's overcrowded. No, it's not overcrowded. It might be overcrowded where you live at, but I guarantee if you go out into the country, it's 100 to 200 acres that nobody want to live on because they don't want to do that work. Now, America is the land of opportunity. Well, give people opportunity to build a new life. Don't give people ready-made lives. Give them an opportunity. Most people that are coming from these other countries just want an opportunity. So say, hey, I give you 5 acres in Montana. where nobody else live at, would you be interested in that? But if you send them to places like Houston and New York, it's already overcrowded. Yes, it's a problem then. It's just, that's my 2 cents.
Yeah. No, I see
Right.
what you're saying, bro. I see what you're saying. I'll say this. I think one of our personal misconception for me, yeah, when you look at the metropolises of not only the U.S. but the world altogether, then yeah, it's easy to believe that the whole planet is overcrowded. I don't think a whole lot of people can even wrap their mind around how big what we call the world is. The majority of it is uninhabited. And
Right.
I hear people say, you know, resources where you got to put people. Hey, well, guess what it was when there wasn't no resources there before the resources there was there. Somebody had to come build them and lay that infrastructure and put them there. But to your second point, and then I want to hear what my brother Vision think. Uh, man, that falls into that's another segue for me to get back to this. Now, the other side of it, have y'all seen what's going on in Florida? A whole bunch of people, a lot of the immigrant population. What's up, Steve Gilmore? How you doing? And anybody else I may have missed coming in? They don't pop smoke. I'm thinking about midsummer, about the 4th of July. When you get ready to go to that grocery store and get that corn, or go get that, because it's not just agriculture, baby. It's also a whole lot of butchering. I don't know who all, with the exception of a lot of immigrants, work at these meat packing and meat processing places. And that popped in my head because you said like Montana, one of the biggest meat producers is actually, I think, in South Dakota. And I don't care where you live, because they ship out to the East Coast, West Coast, down south, all of that stuff. We talking about your pork, your beef, your not so much chicken. A lot of the chickens are poultries are places in the South, with the exception of like Iowa. But outside of that, the majority of the meat for the country that's not imported, and some of that's even imported and is processed in the Dakotas, in South Dakota, if I'm not mistaken. When all of these folk get the dipping out and they run out of states, and it's just a scenario, I'm just throwing this out as a scenario. What if what Florida doing, and I'm not saying which way it should or shouldn't go. I don't live in Florida. I'm asking my folk who there, and I'm asking the panel. How's it going to go, and how's it going to impact the states in the near future when this one of the real first things that could make the stores be somewhat empty. But I want to hear your thoughts. I'm gonna start with Vision, bro. You go ahead.
Yeah, you know, like I said, there's the migrant workers that come in and work in the fields. Okay, that's what's happening. They do their thing and they travel the country based on the weather, doing all that. That's a much needed job.
Mm-hmm.
But when you got folks coming in, you know, just saying, I need to be here, and now you got folks taking other jobs, making pennies per day. Can't nobody live like that.
Vision. Now, I got a question about that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of places that need people to work. It's a lot of jobs that most Americans feel like above them at this point. And I'm just going to be honest. If you go to any fast food restaurant, they say they're hiring. Most grocery stores during the pandemic didn't have things on the shelf, not because they didn't have the product. They didn't have nobody to put it on the shelf.
Right.
I think there's a lot of jobs that America just don't want to do no more.
Correct.
Maybe we can let some of those people do it, because I went. It's so bad at this point, Viz. I went to Chick-fil-A one day, and Lord knows I love Chick-fil-A. Jesus, Lord, I love Chick-fil-A.
We know that, bro. We know.
Hey, Vision, they put an application in my bag. That's how bad Americans are looking for people to work at these places.
Yeah.
Maybe we can let a couple of them work at these places. What you think?
I got no problem with that. But my whole thing is, if you're gonna come into this country, you got to come in the right way.
Facts.
You have to. I'm sorry, you know. And then you got these bigger companies that are taking these undocumented people and giving them jobs.
No, I don't agree with that. No.
Me neither. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
If you come in the right way, ready to work, and you using America as a way for you to have a better life, I'm all for that. But
Same
you coming in and you got 3 felonies from your other country, and you escaping felonies not for asylum, but just escaping felonies and going to jail. No, I'm not with that at all.
No. And that's what's going on. A lot of these countries are emptying out their prisons and sending those people here.
No.
That's insanity. So, you know,
I'm sorry, y'all.
All I can say is folks, just be mindful of the people you see that may show up where you live.
I don't think it's gonna be an issue where I live at.
Same here. But I'm just saying.
Y'all in the country. But look here, I got something I want to I got a news article, Vice. I'm gonna run for y'all real quick while I got both of y'all gentlemen up here in the chat. I stepped away, I missed a couple things, but I want y'all to check this out. Tell me what you think.
Moreover, the farmers insist most Americans just can't or won't do farm work. When Smith's immigrants fled, he hired locals to help harvest his sweet potatoes.
I probably had 3 or 4 out of 50 that is really worth anything as far as being a good worker. It's just a lot of it is they're not skilled and they don't know how to do what we're doing, and they ain't durable enough.
They aren't durable enough.
They ain't durable enough because they're not used to doing that kind of stuff. You know, they come out and work 2 or 3 hours and I've had it. I can't take this anymore.
Come the fall, some 40 workers usually pick Smith's sweet potatoes. He's down to 15, many of whom live nearby. This was Melinda Martinez's 4th day on the job.
And I had to go home yesterday. I couldn't handle it. It's backbreaking.
Martinez couldn't keep pace. At 40 cents per bucket, she made $30 for the day, compared to $75 and up for a practice picker.
I mean, it ain't really worth the gas I'm spending to get here.
Now, this last woman was she was American. The other people, the gentleman, now that's not out of Florida, that's out of Alabama, but they starting to have the same issue, because now we're not talking about, in this regard, we're not talking about the new influx of people. These are undocumented people who've been here 10, 15, some of them 20 plus years, who that's all they ever did is everything Vision said. Seasonal workers. As the climate change, they go from this part of the country to that part of the country, and they do this labor, this hard labor that the average person, the average U.S. citizen is just not going to do. These folks out here getting 30 cents a bushel. Now, if any of y'all never grew any kind of potato, sweet potato, russet, I don't give a damn what it is, you fill up a bushel and then walk it over to a doggone truck to load it up. You know how many of them you got in a day to make that worth it? These folks can pick and move and do stuff that ain't nobody. Somebody said before I stepped out real quick, said this, they in Florida, I forget who that was, said it's gonna be real expensive. Man, it's already starting to impact the economy. But that don't mean all the other things that's been discussed are invalid and not real either. So when I say it's just not looking good, I mean, damn, it's just not, it ain't looking good. But gentlemen, what say y'all?
First off, my bad, Viz. I got
go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
First off, that's the fastest way to keep people from migrating to America is paying them $3 a day for some goddamn sweet potato. What in the world are they doing? 30 cents a bushel. That's semi-slave wages. If you want to be honest, $3 a day to work? No,
it's sharecropper work, man.
Sure.
No, that's slave cropping.
Some of them can. But check the thing out, man. They so good, so efficient at it that the average worker, the ones who've been doing it for a while, they production be so high, they make darn near $100 a day because they just that good at what they do. This other lady, this other lady at this article, she was like getting 4 men a day because she said and she quit because she said it was just too backbreaking. It wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth the gas to drive out there to the farm to try and make money. Man, I'm telling y'all, as somebody who used to spend summers down in that East Texas heat. Now I was a little boy, I was a kid, so no big deal. It didn't bother me like that.
Right.
Try to put me out there now the way I used to be out there. Man, I'm talking about, we used to help my pastor when I was little. He had a big farm. And I would see we get up with the sun and my chicken still hollering, right? And we'd drive on over there. Bruh, all them old folk, grown folk drinking water. They got just ice water and they got on their big old hats and they got on their long sleeves and all that. Me, I'm running around playing half the time. I'm getting some work done. But try to get me to do that at the age of, not that I can't do it, but all day, shh. I don't know, son. I don't know.
I don't know. I still think it should be a minimum wage per hour. I've never believed in that type of work.
Yeah, but when you illegal, you can't argue for no minimum wage, man. Right. That's what I'm saying. It's elements out here winning off of both sides. It's elements winning. These folks didn't just pop up over here. They didn't just, come on, man. Come on. But Vision, go ahead. What you think?
If you look at Peaches Rodriguez comment that she put in the chat towards the bottom.
Towards the bottom? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see here. That is.
Right there. Yeah.
That is.
So for the migrant workers, right, from the time they're little, because the youth are out there with their families. So if you got a family of 4 and they're getting paid 40 cents a bushel, each family member does, let's say, 6 bushels or 7 bushels, whatever, that's money for the whole family.
Yep.
So, they're trained from very little. So they go around and that's their livelihood.
Yeah. Yeah.
To be honest with you, I still don't think it's fair. I think they need to crack down on that. I mean, just because they're illegal don't mean they don't have any rights as a human being. Come on, man.
That's sharecropping, bro.
I agree. Morally, I agree, but that's sharecropping. That's migrant crop work.
Hey, when my grandma was little, and nobody should get them wages, and it ain't $3 a day, bro. It's $3. It's $3 a bushel.
I think she said she made $3 one day. I heard it wrong.
She said you heard it wrong. She made $3 a bushel. So let's say if you could do 20 bushels, then that's how much you're gonna get for the day. But we got another guest coming up here. Come on up, young lady. We want to hear your thoughts and your opinions as well.
Hey y'all, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing. How you doing? I wanted to put my 2 cents in here because I actually worked on the farm for the whole season, and I hear my son in the background being nosy.
And fine.
They not lying. Like, working on the farm is backbreaking work. I hated tomatoes. Tomatoes was the worst thing to do. Middle of summer, the sun is being down. It's bad. And then when I did work that job, what's up? What are you doing? You are literally directly on me. Chill out. What? When I worked there, the most he could pay me was $10 an hour. And that's for backbreaking hard labor.
Wow. Yeah.
And if you know anything about, living in this country, $10 an hour is nothing. Literally, that's zero money. I have 2 kids. I could not live off of that work, to do that full time. Luckily, at the time, I was doing it for it was an internship thing through my college. So I wasn't, it wasn't something I was depending on for money. It was just like an experience, but
Yeah.
they're not lying about that. Like, it's backbreaking work, and they want to pay you very, very, very small amounts of money. And there were people that immigrated from Mexico to come work up here in Ohio. It's like some kind of like worker program where they can like sign up, and then they like travel all through the country and they work. One of the ladies that was there, when she came up, the guy that had that owns the farm, he has a house up there that, you know, some of the workers can come and they come live there and work all at the same time. And I say all this to say, like, farm work, they pay farmers like shit. They don't, you're not making no money doing that. And I see why a lot of Americans literally can't afford to do it. And the lady, like in that the video or the sound that you played, that's exactly the issue that I had. Like, the money that I made working there every week, it literally just covered like gas money. Like, that was the whole crazy part about it. It was middle COVID. It's just crazy. Like, it's just insane. Like, it's just a whole mess.
Yeah.
And like, we don't realize how much we depend on immigration. We depend on a lot of illegal things and people don't realize that, like, they're our whole system is just our whole system is crazy. So, you know,
It is. Hey, sis, hold on, game there, man. Hold your thought right there, because I want you to finish your thought, and I want Vision to jump in, but I want to say this before it escapes me. For one, you absolutely right, and one of the most unfortunate. Everything about it seems to be unfortunate, but one of the most unfortunate is I'm starting to see this swirling of, like Vision alluded to earlier. There are a lot of good people who came here for a better life, to support their family, to work hard, live whatever dream that they trying to fulfill or bring to fruition. So now everybody is put in a circumstance where it's a balancing act between who's who and who's what. Because like you said, if you have a group of families coming over here as a family trying to obtain a goal or do something versus, you know, just random individual young men or women for that matter, it's like we got to look at everything from both sides. So I'm glad that this is how the conversation is unfolding, because there's been a lot of different points of views and perspectives, and I'm digging them all. I want to ask everybody to share this live out if you can. We appreciate your participation. Thank you for being here. Game there, Mom, you go ahead and finish what you were saying, and then Vision, I gotta hear your thoughts, bro.
No, I was basically finished. Like, go ahead, Vision. Good. Go ahead.
It's like I said, Jay. You know, I'm looking at it from, who are these folks coming in this country, and why? Why are they here? Why are these people that said they came all the way from Honduras, that they walked? Really? Come on. Nope, not gonna happen. You look at them and they smiling, they happy. They look like they done walked 40, 50, 60, 70, 120 miles. That is not truth. These folks are being bussed in by whoever and whatever for everything other than wanting asylum in this country. And that's just my perspective on it. And you better keep an eye on it, because sooner or later something's going to go off.
And I have to ask. No, you know what? I'll start with you two, and I'll propose this question to the chat as well. This is so much bigger than any of us individually that I can only ask it this way. Two things. What do you see going forward? And what do you do to prepare yourself and your family and maybe even your community for a potential massive influx? Because I got people here in Texas. Well, here I got people there in Texas, man. Family, a lot of family all over the state. But it's not just a Texas thing. You know what I'm saying? If you'd never went through a tollway, you see how it bottleneck and they get all tied up, and then further on down the highway, everybody go off in their own direction. That's the same thing that's happening now. A lot of these people will be in different parts of the country all over. And I want you, I'm almost done. I want y'all to keep one more thing in mind. All of these people, they're so, again, this meshing of it all together, because typically, especially being from Texas, when you think migrant or immigrant or whatever, you think south of the border alone, but there are people from Haiti, there are people from Africa, people from Norway, from Denmark, from like all over the world. So, man, this is a mess that anyway, I want to hear what y'all think. Please go ahead. What's up, a resilient dad? How you doing, brother? Thanks for tapping in.
Resilient dad, how you doing, bro? Ladies first.
Don't put me on the spot. All right.
Come on, please.
To be honest, I'm not exactly sure what I would do. Just thinking about it, like, I mean, things that I see happening though, I feel like food prices are going to go up because there's going to be less available because we don't have workers to do the work, and the whole thing with like border patrol and all that. I see another thing, like there was a big thing about them doing border control a couple years back where they were holding up Americans getting over back into the country and things like that too. So I can see that being another problem. I'm not exactly sure what all is going on in Florida and Texas. Not exactly. I kind of briefly seen what it was. I know some new laws were enacted, but I gotta look into it. So,
well, I'll say this. I'll just say this very, very briefly. 40% of each and every one of our favorite, for my folks in the States, of your favorite little goodies as far as fruits and vegetables, unless you're growing them yourself, comes from the state of Florida. California, and as far as agriculture goes, California and Texas are some of your biggest agro producers. You got a lot of places in between, Montana, Colorado and areas, New Mexico. They may do some of your grains and your barley and wheats and all of that stuff. But when it comes to fruits, and I can't leave out Washington State because of the apples and the Rainier cherries and stuff. But outside of that, is this almost like the last nail in the coffin when you think about it? Because how many food production warehouses have met their demise? How many plant, like, Vision, you see where I'm going with this? I'm gonna show you.
I do, bro.
Okay.
Go ahead. Because so basically what's happening in Florida is they're cracking down on undocumented workers.
Okay.
So if you cut down on undocumented workers, now you got nobody to pick the fruits and vegetables, which basically, as my brother up here was alluding to, is another reason for the collapse of the food chain in this country.
Yeah, food is going to be skyrocket in food prices. It's going to happen again. That's what's going to happen because the food's not going to be available like it was before. Because if you all got the workers to pick the food, then the food is not able to get to the store. Most of it's wasted. It's probably going to be like, what was that? Was it last year, 2 years ago? Where farmers have stolen food away en masse? Like,
right.
I definitely see that in the future. That's definitely something I see happening. Food prices raising, a lot of food wasted, and we gonna be in another crisis. People gonna be stealing from the store again. They worried about criminals coming in. They gonna create criminals right here in their own house.
Right.
I mean,
and folks, like I have been preaching, I have been teaching, I have been talking till the cows come home. And y'all ain't gonna believe it until you see it on your street. If you ain't growing your own food, I don't care if you have a patio in an apartment. If you're not growing your own fruits and vegetables, shame on you. I don't care if you don't know how to garden. You got 100,000 places you can go. Half of it's right here on YouTube. You got broke farmers. You better find your hands in the dirt. You better go get you a lead farmer. Come on, y'all.
Yeah.
People have been growing food since the beginning of time. We have been spoiled in this country. And I'm telling you, the chickens are literally coming home to roost. And if you ain't growing your own food, if you ain't stacking food, if you are not preparing for your family, anything, if you're not storing food, if you're not canning, dehydrating, vacuum sealing, doing whatever you're going to do, you're going to find yourself in a position of how did this happen?
Right.
That kind of is a good not to jump off a different topic, but
you're fine.
No, go for it.
That's also very true too. A lot of legal immigrants do construction work. So this year, probably not. You're going to have waiting 6 months or more for your house to get built because they ain't got nobody to work.
Right.
Who knows? They might even stop for doing city construction and things like that. You think your pothole fixed this year? Psych, they not. Mommy? Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna run this for y'all again. I played it a little bit earlier. We got quite a few more people in here, but just to what you just said and to the comment that was made, there are literally construction sites. And hey, Miss Nancy B. the Scratcher, thank you for being here. We appreciate you for coming in. There are empty construction sites that some of them they was ready for shingles, some of them were ready for drywall, some of them were ready for cement, and that's what I'm saying, man. That's just why this situation is so overwhelming and unfortunate to me, because you got a lot of people who have literally packed up their family and relocated to surrounding area, Alabama, Georgia, this or that. What about when the influx gets so big that they do the same thing, just hypothetically, that Florida's doing? Eventually, you run out of places to, because everywhere not built. Broke Farmer made the reference to a Wyoming or something early.
Right.
Baby, Wyoming ain't growing like Atlanta. Wyoming ain't growing like Florida right now even. So eventually, these people go back to potentially, hypothetically, their point of origin, even if it's been 10 years or 15 years or 20 years. And man, what do you do then as a country, as a nation, when like Game Nerd Mom said, there's a lot more dependence in my observation on what migrants do than the average person even give a second thought to. If you sit there, if you love salads and you live in a high rise on the 16th floor and you don't even know what a tomato is other than how to order it, you ain't got nothing growing in your window. Guess what? Everything that's on your plate was probably picked by a migrant. What do you do then? If you don't do what Vision Preparedness just said and learn how to, on your patio, on your deck, in your windowsill, I don't know what Game Nerd Mom said too. It's gonna create a whole lot of circumstances where maybe folks who you didn't ever think would stick their hand in nobody's purse or try to snatch nobody's wallet or jack their cell phone. Hell, it's already happening. What else you got to see, man? Half the damn stores in the country closing down right now because people just running in with backpacks and duffel bags and the trash bags, just stealing makeup and all kinds of stuff. Like,
Right. I mean,
yeah.
I did a live last week and showed the borders where these people, before they cross over, they're dumping their backpacks with ID, clothes, all this stuff after they cross the river, and they walking up to the border with no ID, so they don't know who these people are. Why would somebody do that unless you have malicious intent? Please.
Exactly.
What do you do with that? What do you do? Hey, Nicole Marie. Hey, Miss Shirley, OG Gardner, how you doing? And if y'all didn't catch Vision Live on that, I think I caught some of it. I caught a little bit of Saturday. That was a great conversation Saturday, man. Y'all go back, check out my man.
Thank you.
Had coffee with him this past Saturday morning.
Yep.
Y'all should check that out. But now that we got a few more people in here, I'm gonna run this again because Game Nerd Mom and the chat, y'all were just talking. We all been talking about Florida, so let me get this real quick, family.
For decades, South Florida has been home to migrants, and many times they do work that others may not want to do or are able to do. But a new immigration crackdown by the Florida legislature and Governor Ron DeSantis is now making it harder for them to live and work in the state.
And even though the policy is not yet in effect, CBS News Miami's Gabriela Arzola shows us how it has already shaken the undocumented community along with employers they work for.
A recent survey from the Migration Policy Institute says there are around 800,000 undocumented immigrants right here in the state of Florida, many taking jobs like construction and agriculture, but that may not be for long. Around South Florida, labor workers are becoming more and more scarce by the day, according to some employees.
People aren't showing up to work because they're scared of being deported.
And critics say Senate Bill 1718 is to blame.
None of the desk, Mr. Speaker.
According to the bill, businesses could face up to a $10,000 fine per undocumented employee, and the state could revoke their license. For construction workers like Jose, he says half of the workers are already gone.
Many workers are leaving thinking they're going to be deported, so they're going to other states.
The bill also includes hospitals. Each facility that accepts Medicaid has to submit that person's immigration status. According to the Florida governor's website, taxpayers paid more than $226 million in healthcare costs for undocumented migrants last year. Now, working migrants like Juan say they're being threatened daily.
We are being treated like delinquents. They talk about ICE and police, and everything here is just really uncomfortable right now.
With the tens of thousands of migrants coming through the Texas border, Governor DeSantis says this bill should deter illegal immigrants from coming to Florida. But for those that are already here, like Maria, she says she'll stay, pray, and continue to work to help her family in hopes that she won't be deported.
Working hard to help my family seems impossible, but I just have to pray to God that everything works out.
The bill still needs to be signed by the governor, but once that happens, this law will take effect July 1st. I'm Gabrielle Arzola, CBS News, Miami.
That was actually from May 10th. That is CBS News out of Miami, Florida. Welcome in, Miss April Showers. How you doing? And to the chat and to both guests, I would love to get y'all opinion and what y'all think.
Well, that's true. You got folks that literally are decent that are undocumented. Okay, are they wrong? Absolutely. Does it need to be fixed? Yes. But you have to be diligent about coming to this country. If you go come here and expect to have a respectful, peaceful life, you got to do it the right way. You can't do it halfway and then expect somebody to turn the cheek and look the other way. These folks are undocumented. Right. They're here illegally. End of story. I'm sorry. they're going to be deported, or at least get on the right track to become legalized and be here and continue your work.
Yeah, and that kind of goes over into DACA. That starts getting into DACA. But hey, TX Lala, I ain't even see you tip in here, but I want to say to your question, and then y'all can go ahead and continue. Who did that work prior to them? I believe this country is built on immigrants, some voluntary, some involuntary. A whole lot of that work was done by involuntary immigrants, which were my ancestors. And then after that and during that, you had a lot of German and Dutch and Polish and other voluntary immigrants who headed here for a better life. But yeah, it was a whole lot of, I mean, people had to do something after you released from the bonds of chattel slavery. But that's a whole nother conversation. Y'all, please go ahead, continue.
I also think another thing with people coming over here undocumented is their law enforcement is a lot different than what we know to be law enforcement. And I know our stuff is not great. I mean, we got a lot of issues with law enforcement, but I hear there's like a lot of bad corruption, especially in like Mexico, places like that.
Yeah.
And law enforcement, and I feel like maybe a lot of people might come over here undocumented just because they're running from the law, even though they might not even necessarily be actual criminals, because just how corrupt their government might be. They might just be trying to pin something on somebody. You know, I mean, they do that here, so I wouldn't be surprised if that was some of the issues, but man, it's
a lot. It's a lot. To answer Nicole Marie question, for everybody listening that might not be able to see the chat, how you know how many undocumented people there if they are undocumented? That's because folk know, people know, because they actually been out there doing those laborious tasks that many Americans either can't afford to do, unwilling to do, or just flat out don't want to do. There is an entire industry. You can't believe, well, I can't believe, I can only speak for myself for 1 second, that you could be here for 10, 15, 20 years and nobody know that you ain't on the up and up. You provide a service to an industry, and yeah, that's what it is. That's why those numbers exist, because they know, people know.
Exactly. Unspoken rule. Like, I mean,
exactly. Well
but
said.
you're not supposed to know. Like, it's one of them. Like when you see somebody with a big mole on their face or something, you see the mole, but you're not supposed to say nothing. It's just
right. Like on Austin Powers.
Right.
The mole. Yeah.
And unless you like me, because you know I'm old enough. I'm old for a reason, so I can say whatever I want. I'd be like, boy, what is that on your face? But you're absolutely right. They know who's in the country. And it is a big business for undocumented workers. They can pay them dirt cheap money because they know they're here illegally. Either you take it or leave it.
Yeah. Do you think that there is? I have a question for both of y'all and for the chat. Do you think as things worsen in the country, as far as like the wage gap between male or female or gender, nothing like that. I'm talking about the wage gap between cost of living versus everyday expenses. I'm talking about inflation. Do you think that there's a demographic of citizens that will step in, however, successful initially or not, that will step in and actually fulfill those roles? Or you think most Americans are just at a point where it's like, you know what, I'm not finna go out and get paid however many dollars per bushel, and I gotta pick 60 or 70 a day to know that I'm gonna make it worth my time, my livelihood. Damn your time, my livelihood. Do y'all think that exists?
Absolutely. And
Okay.
you gonna do whatever it takes to take care of your family. You know, I mean that's like deciding or not to become a non-credentialed pharmaceutical salesperson.
Right.
Okay, you gonna do what you need to do if that's the only thing you know what to do.
Right.
But
Can you say it again? I got distracted. A tiny human over there was putting me to work.
Me or Vision? You mean, could I ask the question again?
Yeah, with the question that you said. Yeah.
Do you think that a new generation will pop up and fulfill what immigrants once did in Florida and in other areas throughout the country? Should more and more of, because there also could be a trade, and I realized something while I was asking that question the second time. What if there's a trade between, because most of these people, they may not be super rich, but many of them are established to some degree, especially if you are a master at your craft and you've been doing this for 10, 15 years. Everything you confronted with might get you to the point where you like, you know what, it just ain't worth it. I am gonna go back to Mexico because I'm a little bit off. And then you have a trade for all of these new immigrants into the U.S., this influx versus the old that just wanted to be left alone, work in the field, work, domestic, whatever. And what y'all say?
No, I don't think a new generation is going to come in and do the work. They barely want to go back to working in offices again. Everybody still wants to work remotely, which I completely understand because.
Yeah. Okay, so we got one no and one yes, and I see one no in the chat too, and I see another yes in the chat. So we 2 for 2.
I don't think it's gonna happen because unless something changes, unless there's some kind of drastic change, like our cost of living goes down or they start paying us more, things start matching up. I don't think that's gonna happen. Stuff's just gonna go bad.
There's the answer right there.
And they gonna let it go to hell because who's doing that? Nobody's gonna want. Nobody wants to go back to slave wages. Honestly, who wants to do that? No one wants to do that.
I've never had slave wages.
Look,
I ain't never been a slave, number one, and that's why I say that.
I know.
And we all know our value. But if you're in this country,
an hour, I know that. Not for no breaking hard in the hot middle of the summer July sun. You're not about to pay me $10 an hour for that.
Well, and that's fine. I mean, and now I'm just playing devil's advocate. But if you're in this country illegally, you honestly you have no choice.
Exactly. You can't beggars.
You don't have no choice. You take it or you don't. Take it or starve.
And that's a part of what. And that's what makes it all work. That's what makes it all work. Yeah.
Yes.
Peaches Rodriguez said, I think that people eventually are going to barter. I already see people doing it. I think she is 100% correct. And I think even if these recent events hadn't unfolded, people are already starting to do that. I think if you got you a shed or something you can keep secure, and you can trade a couple of solar panels for 2 or 3 goats. It sounds funny saying it, but y'all, I mean, what else got to happen before we look at where we at? And I'm not just talking about the U.S. Hell, I'm talking about the world. This specific conversation is about the U.S., but I'm talking about the whole doggone world.
Right.
Some places are better than others, baby, but ain't nowhere just like free of some of the calamities and things that I see coming, but you know, I saw stuff I was crazy then, but it's done happen now, and ain't nobody saying too much.
Nah,
So,
but we crazy. We crazy,
right.
and that's okay. That's okay. I'll be crazy today. Just don't come over tomorrow.
Yeah, it's real. It get lonely. It get lonely out
And
there.
it does. And folks, you know, and I'm gonna drop this real quick because my brother always tells me I don't promote myself, or
You
I
better
don't
get it,
promote
bro.
myself. That's why we do Bug Out Weekend. I don't care.
Yes.
That's exactly why we do it, folks. The gear you have, we're having mini courses Saturday afternoon that are going to teach you things that you may have only heard about. And you wanted to do it, but you don't know where to start.
Mm-hmm.
We got tons of courses we're going to be doing. People are coming in from all across these United States of Americas.
Can
And
you
if
just
you in
link for that to
Mhm.
sign up for that Bug Out Weekend? Because I was looking for it last time you mentioned it and I could not find it.
Well, you
He
know
gonna drop
what?
that hashtag BCIAC, and the link will be right there as soon as he drop it.
So and I'll do that as we speak.
All right. What's up, Nikki? The everyday life of an OCD.
So anyway, you can go to our website, visionpreparedness.org.
Okay.
Hit the about page, and there's all the information there. You can register there. It's a free event, folks. And you don't have to spend the whole weekend. If you just want to come out and hang out on Saturday afternoon, that's fine. But I'm telling you, it's going to come down to the bartering system is going to become real within the next 3 years. Period.
For a lot of different reasons.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
For a whole lot of different reasons. And if you don't know how to provide for your family and yourself, you better figure it out now. The clock is ticking. But again, bro, when I saw this title, I was like, good Lord, here he goes again.
Man, I'm trying to keep up with you, bro. I'm trying to.
Nah, bro. Don't get it twisted. I'm trying to keep up with you because y'all be dropping stuff, and I'm like, Lord have mercy. Yes, but it's real. Folks need to hear it. Y'all need to realize just because it's not affecting you today, does not mean it's going to be knocking. It's not going to be knocking on your door tomorrow, in one way or another.
That's very true because here, even though I'm all the way up in Ohio,
so am I.
We see, look, you up here in Ohio with me. It's a farming. They do a lot of agriculture up here too. So we also depend on that kind of work. So if they pass a law in Ohio that could affect a whole different kind of food chain, it's just we gotta be
one of the largest tomato product producing companies in the world get most of their tomatoes from the great state of Ohio.
A lot of we do up here. I know even in Michigan too, they do a lot of greenhouse tomatoes where they grow tomatoes all year round. So you just get
hothouses.
Tomatoes constantly. They taste like crap, but
they're hothouses. Yeah.
If we're being honest, they taste like crap, but they tomatoes, I guess.
They still tomato, but look here. You know, when they get real enough, baby, you just looking forward to make a turd. That's all.
That's it.
I'm gonna say this. Nicole Marie said, if the economy crashed, people would do whatever it takes. That's just like the Great Depression. Now, first instinct, I want to, most people, especially good people, you want to think, oh, that just means you'll get out in your garden, but they had a dust bowl going on, so all of that getting out in your garden wasn't so easy. Seeds wasn't easy to come by, except for people who knew how to do it or had already been doing it. But remember, the Great Depression, the first one actually started in 1929. A whole lot of people, even back then, had got away from the old ways because It was a revolution. It was an industrial revolution of sorts. And everybody wanted to be in the stock market, and everybody wanted to go to the Big Apple, and cities were popping up, metropolises were popping up all over the country, and everybody wanted to be in these big cities. And a whole lot of people lost the old ways. You know, the main folks who thrived and survived during the Great Depression, some of them old country folk. Them old country folk. Now, that's what I want to think about at first. But look at who we are and what we are now as a society. I mean, in the U.S. and globally. Baby, if it ever get like how it was back then again, the last thing people going to be talking about or thinking about is growing something. They going to come for whatever you already got put together. And that's the part people don't want to think about, talk about here, because it's scary as hell and it ain't fun. It ain't a happy-go-lucky conversation.
Say it,
but
bro.
damn it, it's a real one. It's a real one.
Hey, I plan on doing 24-hour security over my garden, period.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Look, I've already been looking into putting a camera out back in my garden because... Look, I got the fruit trees out there.
Yep.
Somebody stole a fruit. I gave my mom a fruit tree for like Mother's Day or her birthday or something. Like 2 years ago. Somebody stole it off her porch. Stole the whole tree, pot, everything. And mind you, it wasn't a big pot. It wasn't a big size pot. Like, somebody strong picked that thing up.
They tipped up with a dolly real quick. Tipped up with a dolly.
I had to because that thing is heavy. It was heavy. I couldn't move it after we had put all the soil in there and was watering it. And yeah, there was no moving that thing. I don't know how they did. I got chicken arms though, so I can't say can't judge off my arm strength, I guess.
That's fair. That's fair. I understand, sis. But I got two comments I got to get to. The first one is this one, and it's another one after that. Now, here I go being a little crazy, a little conspiratorial. Y'all, anybody can say whatever. I'm gonna be all right as long as I'm all right with God. But look here, Hollywood typically don't toss out stuff for no reason. Everything ain't just entertainment. Everything ain't just entertainment, baby. Conditioning come in a whole lot. Some people get motivation from the weightlifting geek in the chat. He did a video yesterday. He in the gym. Guess what he doing? Conditioning his body.
Yep.
Other people condition their mind. They might play Sudoku. They might do crossword puzzles sometimes just to keep their mind sharp a little bit. They might watch Jeopardy. Stuff like that. But when it comes to conditioning societies and cultures, what are most people into? Media. Right. You get indoctrinated and introduced and indulged in stuff that you just think a good time and it's just for shits and giggles. No, baby, somebody might be showing your ass what's coming.
Yep.
But what I know, I'm just old country boy. But what say y'all?
I'll never forget when the movie first came out. My son asked me about that. He said, "Dad, you think that could happen?" I said, "Son, I don't know everything, but I do know that it could possibly be. But you can best believe if it go down like that, you have nothing to worry about because I will protect you with my life."
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What say you, game nerd, Mom?
I definitely think there's some truth in media in a lot of scenarios. These movies and stuff like that don't come out of nowhere. Somebody thought that up, and if somebody can think it up, somebody else can think it up too and implement it. So I have a 100% belief that could be a real thing.
How crazy was Terminator back in the early 80s?
Look, the way AI is.
Come on. It's already here. Y'all better wake up.
Exactly.
Hey, what you say that one time, Vision? We was talking and you brought up a oldie but goodie. You brought up Star Trek.
That's right.
Way before cell phone. And you know what's crazy about it? I sit back and look because now we got these big old things. These doggone smartphones, and they got screens on them damn near big as a little TV. But
Right.
back when phones first started coming out, they was little bitty blocks at first, and then they turned into the flip phones that look just like them communicators that they used to
That's
use.
right. That's right.
Just like them. So
Exactly.
let me get to Nicole Marie. Nicole Marie said, what do you think is a top skill to know in a down economy? I'm gonna let y'all go first, and then I'll throw in my little thoughts.
In a down economy, a top skill? Carpentry. Knowing how to build things. I think that's an important skill to know.
Yeah, I feel that.
Where do you want me to start on the list?
Right. Like, that's
I mean, you
pick a couple. Pick a couple
Yeah.
and run through it, bro.
All right. First of all, the top food, water, shelter. You better have food already stored. You better know how to grow food, because if you ain't got that, you got 3 weeks and you're dead.
Look.
Second on the list is a top skill is to know how to purify and harvest water. How do you deal with water? Because you got 3 days and you're dead if you don't have water.
Yes.
So
yeah.
Those I'm gonna go with just those water in a down economy.
I'm gonna agree with that,
because we already be on that type of stuff on our channel. So, so I'm gonna put the obvious out there, but
I'm gonna stick with the obvious. I'm gonna keep the main thing the main thing.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Wrong with
but
that.
bartering skills. You know,
that
carpentry, plumbing, all those hand skills, HVAC, all of those skills that they tell us we no longer need or they no longer teach. Those are going to become the skills that are going to help you to thrive and survive.
Absolutely. I gotta say, for me personally, so since we've lived over here, especially since we relocated close out to our land, we've had a situation where for 8 days we had no water coming through the pipes. And when I say we just about tapped out our resources, and we got help from friends. We were able to get water. That's something else you need to have set in place, is a community of people to help you. But just since y'all been on here, I've seen one of the people up here on the screen. She done drank some water. Some of y'all done washed your hands. Some of y'all done went to the bathroom and flushed the toilet. You want to know how many liters that take? And you don't even think twice about it because water always there for you. I'm gonna tell you, when you flushing your toilet and you gotta pour that water in the back so that sucker flush, it's a whole different set of circumstances. When you think about how much water you using while you washing your hands, you just barely wet them and soap them up first and then hit the little spigot so you can rinse them off real good. Baby, it's a whole different way to live. I'm gonna go with water. Because you can have all the dehydrated meals you want. Guess what? If you ain't got no fresh water to put in them joints, what the hell you got? That's a car with no gas. That's a car with no battery. The only thing that I would put in front of water is this will defend. Defense. Be ready and prepared to defend all of that. Because I don't give a damn if you ain't got but 4 days worth of food. If somebody come take it from your ass, what you gonna do then? Do then?
I have to second that, because
I'm with you.
You can have all the preparedness in the world. If somebody come up to you with the Glockweiler, what you gonna do if you ain't got one too? So
what you gonna do?
Drop them with a 308 before they even get a half mile down the road. Boom, gone.
There you go. Hey, Tamika, yes sir. Hey, Tamika Wells. I hope I ain't missed nobody else coming in here. If I did, Fifi's Journey. What's up, sister? How you doing? Welcome in.
Hey,
Phone
Fifi.
check still riding with us. Happy Mac still in here. Wellness with Frugal Mama. Yeah, y'all welcome. Let me see what my girl said. I'm sorry, Fifi. I'm just now seeing you. Fifi's Journey said, facts they're coming for my chickens, my turkeys, and whatever I'm growing. Hi, everyone. Been in the bushes, but y'all made me come out. Welcome
There
in,
you
sir.
go. That's it. But yeah, Jay, like you said, water is the most important thing. I think I did a live about 8 months ago on it. Water is the most important prep you can have. Y'all better know your area. If it goes down, you better know where you can get some water, because water ain't guaranteed to come through them pipes. And you better know how to purify it. Because when things go south, most folks, a majority of people will die just from disease.
Right? Because they don't know clean that water and make it drinkable, potable.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm lucky that I'm in a place where water is kind of plentiful, but also on the same token, that stuff with the rails where they burned all them chemicals and contaminated water, I definitely worry about those kind of things too. So yeah, that's definitely
Well, that's called being a responsible adult. I mean, you can't cover everything that life gonna throw at you, but having the wherewithal to say, hey, I should probably pay attention to this. And Vision Preparedness did a lot of great videos on that. He and I shared conversations. He got a lot of videos on that and other recent goings on that you know, like he said a while ago, and like you alluded to earlier, if something ain't impacting you directly, then it's like, oh well, who cares? I ain't worried about it. But baby, when it's your turn, you would love to have somebody who's either already been through that experience or got some kind of wherewithal. And I saw somebody put something about Fifi. Fifi said saying is one thing, but we have to start using these resources for it hit the fan. Practice is essential. We do it 100% of how we Farmstead runs manually. Look here, Vision Preparedness. Vision Preparedness. This what he got coming up June 2nd through the 4th. Led Farmer 7-3 doing the practice show preps. Y'all, this is not, man, if you want to be pulling stuff straight out the box when you need it, then that's your business. But not knowing what switches to hit, not knowing its efficacy, its effectiveness, not burn. You got a brand new griddle you ain't never used, and your first time is finna be when that's one of the last things you threw in your vehicle before you had to run into the damn woods, not realizing you need some propane.
Right.
What you know what I'm saying? You need to know how this stuff work, man. Do layouts with your gear before you get ready to make movement, before you get ready to move out. Lay that stuff out, man. Know what you got, how many you got, because 2 is 1 and 1 is none. And when you need it, the stress that you're gonna be under, the sheer fact that you're gonna be under that much enormous stress dealing with a fight you ain't never dealt with in real time, in real life before, you might want to build some muscle memory and have your mind, your body, and if you believe in souls, then have that ready too, because you're gonna need it.
Yep. I just dropped a video a couple of days ago of me putting together one of the tents I'm taking to the bug out weekend, because I just got it. It showed up. I want to know how to put this thing together before I get there, because I got 1,000 other things I got to get done as soon as I get there. So, folks, you got to practice. If you ain't practicing, you're fooling yourself.
Yep. And I can't emphasize this enough. When you stressed out and your nerves kick in, the hardest thing you can do is something you ain't never did before. I don't care how simple it seems. It might be tying you might not be able to tie your damn boots back up.
That's right.
Look, your hands be shaking doing this.
That's real.
It's a mess. That's why it's very important to practice. It's like they tell you all the time to practice, like when they tell you to practice your escape route when there's a fire and stuff like that. You got to practice that stuff, because when it happens, people panic and they don't follow directions. People just scream and they go crazy, and everybody, all the rules go out the window. You forget all the instructions.
Now, I want to Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, Sid, but I got a question that is relevant to the topic. I'm tying all this together. I do have to ask. I must ask. So is it because you in the preparedness community, you gardening, you do your thing, vision, you straight preparedness. I do wonder sometimes these large masses, and this is nothing against immigrants. It could be anybody, but since we discussing immigrants, what happens when let's take what happened. I got two people from the great state of Ohio up
That's
here.
right.
What happens if
Orange.
something that could you imagine if let's take Palestine, right? What if there had just been an immediate influx and let's say there were either 10,000 or 15,000 brand new people that just got there? What comes of them in a circumstance and situation? Is it another relocation or do things just get even more haywire? Folks don't know where they at, may or may not be completely fluent in the language. Like these are things we have to think about for the sake of them and ourselves. But I want to know what y'all think about that.
That the U.S. is we already don't got our stuff together here in this country, so like mass relocations is just sounds like a disaster waiting to happen. Uh, Again, food shortages, theft and crime because people don't have anywhere to go. There's already a housing crisis. Like housing is so expensive now, and people can't afford rent anymore. And relocating all those people, that just sounds like a big disaster waiting to happen to me. Honestly, I'm me personally, what I would do, I don't even know. Like, I would have to make sure I got my stuff together so I ain't dependent on nothing they got going on that could mess up out there, for sure.
Right.
That's true.
But oh, go ahead, bro.
And you have to do that. An influx of people, okay. How does that affect my resources? Well, that depends. How close do they live to me? What are they doing? Why are they here? How long are they going to be here? You know, that's more up to the county sheriff. Well, where I'm at, the county sheriff to deal with. You know,
Right.
And far as I'm concerned, it's business as usual here in Zion. You know, because I know what's going on. And I am the ruler. You know, if you come here, you know, we're going to have we may not have problems. But if you come here to do nothing but harm, we're going to have big problems.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely but depends. The influx of those types of people do nothing but put strains on the resources that are already limited within the city or whatever. And then you're going to have people mad because they're getting stuff that we have enough people in our cities, our states, our country that have lack of so much stuff that they're mad because all these other people are coming in and getting all this stuff for free. So
it's already happening, man. It's already happening. And it's bro, I sit back and I look and I listen and I observe, and it's just like a big tinderbox, man. It's just a big tinderbox, dog. And I wonder what circumstance is gonna be that doggone match or that spark.
Right.
I do, man, and I worry for people. Matter of fact, I ain't not just people I love. I worry for everybody involved, myself included, because some things can happen in this world where nobody gets away unscathed in one way or another.
Right.
So, but you know, just 9,000 a day, and somebody put in the chat earlier. We're not just talking about influxes through California, primarily Texas. But just from one point, bro, nine racks a day worth of people.
Yeah.
Bro.
Man.
How many? Come on, man. In a month, that's like what? Oh my God, man. And it ain't people who already hurting ain't in a, you know, if things were just the best and the economy was booming and everybody was happy and every house had 5 TVs and 12 Xboxes and kids was happy and mama and daddy happy. No, man, people are already hurting. People are
Dude,
already hurting. So
right. You
go ahead,
said
bro.
9 racks a day, right?
Yeah,
So
you doing that math, ain't you?
I already
knew
did
you.
it, bro. Nine racks a day for 30 days. We talking almost 250,000 people rolling in here. 270,000 people a month.
Yeah.
And those are only the ones that were recorded.
Exactly.
That part. That
yeah.
part. Yeah.
That's recorded people.
And again, go ahead, sis. Go ahead.
I guess a third of that number. I would add a third of that number, tack it right on for people that's not going to be recorded. At least a third.
So you got over 250,000, close to 300,000, 400,000 folks every month.
I don't know how a place would sustain that kind of. That would have to be, for that to be sustainable, they have to have a very good plan in place. But
they don't.
And we know how our government, they don't be planning stuff right. So I ain't too much putting my eggs in one basket on that.
I have an idea of what's going to end up happening, which I pray to God that it doesn't, but yeah.
Yeah, I know you. I know what you think. I do, sir. Hey, Ruth is this and that and family. How you doing, sister? Welcome on in. Tanya S. I'm gonna get to some of y'all comments here as I see them coming in, but I want to say this before I forget. When I think about all the when people are frustrated, when people are angry, when people are destitute, it don't take a whole lot for anybody who's an immigrant. You could have been here hell, you might be a doctor or a lawyer. You just got a real thick accent.
Right.
It's easy for people to get mad at your ass too. So don't think it's too sweet. You know what I'm saying? Just you can have this is how work. Let's just call it, just hypothetically, the fog of war. Let's just call it the fog of war. All needs to be known is that you an immigrant.
Yep.
Whether everything is on the up and up, you've been here 27 years, got grandkids, finna graduate from high school, but you an immigrant. When things get bad enough and people get mad enough and the heat starts to boil over, y'all, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, that's how things can get real ugly, real fast. I ain't mean to cut you off, bro. What you making a point?
No, you absolutely right. Things can get real ugly real fast and escalate to levels that we have not seen in this country since the 1800s. And I'm going to leave it at that.
By 1864, 65.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah. Let me see. I'm gonna read It's Me 5, but I gotta say this too before I forget. Family, everybody grown. I don't get in grown folk business. I want everybody to be whatever man, woman they choose to be.
Yes.
But I really love seeing people unadopt the mindset of what will and won't happen and what has happened that can't happen again. I don't even understand that form of thought no more, because if it's happened before, it can happen again. When we talking about society and collective issues, when we talking about, now I'm not talking about the odds of you hitting the lotto and then hitting the lotto the day after that and then hitting it one more time. I'm not talking about those kind of odds. I'm talking about history repeating itself for whatever reason.
Yes.
If you lose validity and possibility in that, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. But let me get to It's Me 5. She said a lot of people who come to work in places no one else will provide some of the resources we need. Now there are some who come and don't know how to act. That's very true. That's was what we've been discussing. I don't
Right.
disagree at all.
That's definitely
Hey,
true.
Tanya S. Said they will also raise our taxes to take care of these people as well. And um, I listen to a lot because I try to be fair and objective from all sides, all points of view, and all perspectives. And I've
Right.
even heard a lot of undocumented immigrants say, "Well, and it's not a lie. Well, I've been here for 20 years and I've paid taxes the whole time I work. I do this, I do that." I don't disbelieve them because just like we talked earlier in the discussed earlier, uh, somebody said, well, when I played that last news clip from CBS Miami, somebody said, well, how do they know how many people here if they
Right.
don't know they here, right? The same rules apply to an extent. Yeah, you've been here all this time and you've paid taxes and you've been a productive member of society, but we talking about $250,000 a month flowing in. They ain't did what you did yet. So I understand people who like, hold your horses too. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
we gotta let's be fair and honest about it all the way around.
Yep.
Game Nerd Mom, was you finna say something? I thought I heard you getting ready to say something.
Allergies kicking my butt right now, so I'm just coughing.
Oh, I'm
All
sorry,
saying.
sis. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
Jay, check out
Yeah.
Orca 3371's comment.
Okay.
Yeah.
For those who can't, who just listening, Orca 3371 said one report said the amount of people crossing the border to fill the Dallas Cowboys stadium. Man, I'm telling you, fam, I don't doubt it. And I've seen that stadium. I've been there. It was actually in my old neighborhood. The new one, not the old one. Y'all, that's a lot of people.
It is.
That is a lot of people.
And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna throw this out here, folks, and I hope y'all already know this. Don't y'all believe everything you see on the TV talking about we're not seeing an influx of migrants and influx of immigrants and all. Don't you believe that? Do not believe that.
Facts, bro.
If that's the case, I got some waterfront property I want to sell you in New York State.
Hey, you a mess. Shut up.
For real. And if you don't want heels, I got some I can sell you in Idaho. Just come on down.
Exactly.
Come on down.
We can make a deal today.
Sister Marie's Kitchen said the stability of this country is already shaky, and now that borders open, no way the country can handle this. I don't disagree. I
don't either.
I don't disagree because I don't know how it gets rectified or it gets better.
Look, Texas, didn't they have that like power grid failure thing? I'm just piggybacking off that. They had that whole.
Oh yeah.
And
What's up, Starduster 2? I'm sorry, family. What's up, fam? Starduster 2. What's good, sis? How you doing? Better get in here and enjoy yourself.
Our country be worried about the wrong things entirely too much. Worried about the wrong things. Not that I'm not saying that we shouldn't worry about,
of course, yeah,
migrants coming in. Of course, we should still like regulate that or whatever, but we got some worse problems that we should be dealing with.
Well, first of all, they can stop sending $200 billion across the pond. They can start there.
Look,
see, don't get me started. See,
I am in complete 100% agreement with you because we have a whole poop show going on over here, and they send the aid over there, and it makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. I completely 100% agree on that.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
Yeah.
They helping everybody be safe people. Hell.
Yeah. Let's play a little game. Let's say Game Nerd Mom, you a C. because you like to be in the middle. You a centrist. Now I love Red, right? Vision, he I don't know, man. He like donkeys for whatever reason. I don't know. He just love donkeys. So we got this little game. We got this little game we play, and we love to go back and forth and back and forth. Now, it could be 250,000 people a month coming in for 4 years, and it's just this big calamity, this catastrophe. And he's like, "Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that?" And then I take the ball and I throw it over to him, and then I'm mad at you, but I fix it. Now you fix it, fix it. That's what I want you to do. You fix it. And then he say, you know what? I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and he might do about 0.5% of it. And then a little bit later in the game, he gonna take that ball and I'm gonna do a whole bunch of stuff too. But ain't nobody looking at me because he the one got the ball. And then he gonna take that ball and he gonna throw it right on back over to me. And it's just gonna keep on going. But the thing y'all don't know, me and him both done placed bets.
Yes,
we both
have.
done placed bets. So we both winning.
Yeah.
And everybody out in the bleachers is mad because the refs didn't make the right call, and this ref could have did that, and the umpire, how could he miss that, and all of that. Meanwhile, we take turns and we wait for our turn with the ball to be over with. And when ain't nobody looking, we just waltz away and go get that corn and go roll us a cup of John. Yeah. And then
walk up
like,
sunset like a movie.
and meet later for dinner.
And hang out on my yacht because I came out a little bit on top this time. I came out a little bit better than you, so we gonna do it on my yacht.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm poor. I'm just complaining. Like, hey, what's going on?
You got left out the play because you see things for what it is. You ain't all the way on that side, all the way on that side. You just saying, hey, things can be remedied. Fixes could be made, but we don't pay no attention to you because you in the middle and you ain't all the way on neither team. So
they're like, nah, you can't play. We don't trust you like that. You ain't.
We working on it. We working on it. You got to get there. Just trust me. Trust me. Hi, I'm from the government. I'm here to help.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My goodness. I'm gonna put this up here because this is relative to infrastructure, which is just something. Because I can't forget this. I know both of y'all being up where y'all let it get good and mighty cold up there.
About it, summertime. Shh. We don't talk about winter.
Okay, I'm gonna let y'all enjoy it. But yeah, Happy Mac, that was unreal. It was unbelievable.
Yes, it was.
It's unfortunate, and so many things. Like my brother said, man, so much could be done right at home. And I say that as somebody who overseas, I ain't tripping. I mean, there's nothing wrong with taking care of the homestead first, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna get ready to wind down, ladies and gentlemen. I am, unless I drop this link one more time. If anybody else got something they want to,
There's a comment that It's Me 5 said.
Let me
which
find
is
that.
very relevant to the conversation. It's above what Happy Mac's comment is.
Okay.
About 5 up.
I see it. Yeah,
there
I see it. There you go. It's Me 5 said, Vision, will you Vision read that out for me, man? I'm doing something.
I got you. It's Me 5 says, I'm Mexican American, and even I'm stuck on how I feel about immigrants. I see both sides and deal with both sides. That's right. That's real to her. And
see, that's go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Most people can say, yes, I agree with you on that. I do. I can see both sides.
That's deep. That's deep. Yeah. That's heavy, man. You know what? I just dropped it again. If anybody, matter of fact, if you want to come up and share, if you want, you ain't got, just let me see you backstage, but you ain't got to be on the camera or nothing. You can just hold your phone. Same for you, Juan. But I appreciate that kind of honesty because that's how real and complicated this circumstance is.
That's true.
This is hard, people. People are torn.
True facts.
Yeah. I didn't mean to cut you off, bro. You were saying something or
no, you good. I'm just saying, you know, you got folks now saying we a sanctuary state. Well, huh? What? And then once the governor starts shipping those folks to that state, they get mad.
Right.
Yeah. That happened all up and down the West Coast. All up and down the West Coast, man.
Yes.
That's the thing I don't get about us. We're a country that offers asylum, but we complain when the people get here and want asylum. Like, not like us in particular, like us the citizens, but just people in general. We offer asylum.
I'm gonna keep it real. My people had no choice but to come here.
Look.
See, that's a whole nother realm. I'm not even gonna talk about. I ain't even gonna talk about that. But you know, if you're gonna come into the country, you know, do it the right way.
I agree with that.
Be a productive citizen.
Right, but you can talk about it, bro. Honestly, because a lot of people, just like we had two honest persons who are of Mexican descent said that this is how they feel. I can say as an involuntary citizen in origin, it's a whole lot of black people who have feelings and emotions towards this whole dynamic because it's like how many other group and people, it could be depending on who you talk to, it could be blamed on us or it could be blamed on others. And it's not personally towards whatever group is coming in. It's the fact of how many groups have we seen come in and be placed above and given resources and help and assistance and loans and not be redlined and all kinds of stuff that get a foot forward on the people who helped to build the great United States of America. So a lot of people got funny feelings about this for a lot of valid reasons, in my opinion.
Right. I'm with you. You're right. Everybody's got. I don't discount anybody's reason or opinion because I don't judge nobody. That ain't my place. But what's going on down there? I guarantee you, what we're seeing on the news is 10 times worse. And that's the name of the game. Tamika Wells, divide and conquer. Please. That's what they've been doing since the beginning of time.
And were it not for platforms like this, other platforms that's about to go away allegedly back in the States, a whole lot of information that gets disseminated, dispersed, and discussed, most folk wouldn't even know about it until it started hitting their home. And baby, when it's at your front door, it's damn near too late. You can't even, if you're gonna swing on me, swing slow enough, so telegraph that shit. Let me see it coming.
Exactly.
Yeah, but divide and conquer. Game there, Mom, what was you finna say?
Oh, I got a phone call. I was looking at I think her TX is for Texas Lala.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I put like one of her comments up there because she has some good points.
She had a lot of good points, a lot of great points tonight from people, man. Go ahead, you can respond to it, sis.
Oh yeah, I was just saying, like, it's a lot of Americans complain about immigrants in general. Like, they don't think that anybody should come here, which is crazy to me because we are a country built off immigration. We decimated the freaking natives here and just took over, and I don't understand that whole concept. But it's a lot of people that want us to close borders, period, and don't want us to let anybody here because they have misconceptions about immigrants taking our jobs and things like that, and taking our jobs that we won't actually go work. It makes no sense to me, but
it's me 5. Can you just wave at me or something? Just wave. Okay, there you go. You good, sis. Go shut your camera off and I'll bring you up. Welcome in. How you doing, family? Welcome in. Welcome in.
I'm good. I was having trouble trying to get on here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, that was from my part. I somehow managed to lock myself out of my whole phone and YouTube stuff.
Oh, it happens. It happens. It's all good. What's
Right.
up, David Corey? But go ahead and share your thoughts, my sister. Please. Please.
No, I was just stating, like, I'm kind of stuck in the middle. Like, I'm all
Mm-hmm.
for, those who come and work, and, I understand that part. Coming from the fact that I'm married to an immigrant as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but at the same time, it's like I see his struggle where he's working, they're taking taxes from his check, they're doing all this stuff, but he can't do his taxes.
Right.
And he's the type that he's like, you know what, yeah, we're married, but I'm not planning on getting my papers through marriage. I want to do it my own way. So that's kind of what
Mm-hmm.
makes it a little bit difficult, because he's kind of struggling to apply and get all this stuff, and they're still taking all these taxes, and it's been years and years, and he still can't do them. He still isn't allowed. But then I also see the other side, where I see the other ones that are just here hanging out. I'm gonna say, I can't even say that they're asking for job, like at Home Depots or down the street, because literally down my whole street where I live, I have immigrants just passed out drunk, asking for money,
Mm-hmm.
asking for handouts. And it's like, well, you're healthy, you're good, why don't you go work?
Right.
So
Right.
I kind of get stuck, like, okay, for those who come, at the same time, also not.
Right. That's I want to, and thank you for being here and sharing your perspective. I thought we were finna wind it down, but now you kind of, I got a couple questions. Is your sentiment kind of along the lines of okay, take for me, like I'm from Texas, right?
Hmm.
Do you feel yourself feeling like, let's say if you were from Texas and now I'm over here living in another country, I wouldn't want, and I'm not saying that this is the case, because I don't believe for one second that everybody who's came over or who is coming over is the worst of the worst. But I can say this: I would maybe sound how you sound and feel how you feel if the absolute worst folk I knew from Dallas or from Fort Worth was like, yeah, I'm finna move to Tanzania. Or you know what I'm saying? I'm just finna come over or whatever, right? Is
Yeah.
is that along the lines of what you saying? Like, is you feel torn and conflicted because you understand the desire to be an immigrant somewhere else, but at the same time, you having a history and intimate, not to mention you can understand the language and the culture in a deeper way. You see things more for what they are than maybe some other people. Am I kind of right, or let me know?
Yeah, around those lines, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Elaborate on that for me. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just
Oh,
wanted to
no, no,
ask
no,
that.
no, no. No, it's just like, I don't know how to necessarily, like, how exactly to explain, because like I said, I'm torn. I
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I see both sides, and the sides, because like I have my parents who came, but
Right.
they went through the paperwork, the process, and got here. And then I
Yeah.
have my in-laws and my husband's side who just, came over however they could. My husband
Mm-hmm.
didn't have a choice. They brought him at, like, he was, I believe, 6 or 7 years old.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
there's
Wow.
just different views I see. I see, like, the ones that have been here pretty much their whole lives. My sister-in-law has been here since she was 3 months. So I feel for them, because it's like,
Right.
okay, all these immigration laws, and what are you gonna do? Throw her back to somewhere she doesn't know?
Right. Right.
And then
Right.
I have my mother-in-law, who she knew what she was doing. She came and she went straight to work. You know, a month in, and she
Mm-hmm.
had found a job and is working factories, doing all this stuff. But then we
Mm-hmm.
have also my father-in-law, who came, worked, became a drunk, and then they sent him back to Mexico.
Mm.
So as I said, I'm
Mm.
kind of conflicted. I can't explain exactly where I'm at there.
Oh, you're doing a great job. I mean, you don't have to have a definitive answer, but I think you're doing a great job of at least relaying. why you feel the way that you feel. And I think
And even me, I'll catch myself where I've had moments where I'll make comments and I'm like, hold on, I'm talking about my own people too. 'Cause I'll be walking on the street and something happens, and even I'll get mad and be like, oh my God, these dang illegals. And I'm like, wait, hold on. Relax.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I,
But that's okay. That's life, because I talk about my own people all the time.
yeah, every culture, every group does. Every
Yes.
group. Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I understand exactly what you're talking about and where you're at. And the great thing is you can admit that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that helps you process and deal with it in a positive way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the what needs to be done is more of it's not so much stopping people crossing, because that's never going to happen no matter what we do, how we do it, or anything that is done. It's There's always going to be a way somebody's going to come over.
Right.
That's just,
Mm-hmm.
you can
Mm-hmm.
build a 30-40 foot wall up all the way down to the ground. They're going to find a way. I
Mm-hmm.
think something else more than that needs to be done. Like the government or whoever wants to gather up everybody and send them back. How about we send back those who aren't doing anything, who are just hanging out, taking from everybody else, expecting everything to be free or handed to them? There should be some
Right.
way. At
That's a
least
good start.
that's the way I think it should be done. Instead of saying, no, if you don't got papers, get the heck out of here.
I
Right.
definitely agree with that. That's
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
definitely agree with that, because they make it hard in general for everybody, when I think people that are actually doing the proper steps to actually get their papers, like, come on, like, cut them a little bit of slack. Let them get their papers. They doing their stuff they're supposed to do. Let them get their stuff. Like, why is it making it hard for no reason? But then the people that are lazy, not doing nothing, they just get to hang out. Like, no, that's not fair.
Yeah.
Definitely. Go
Like
ahead.
Yeah.
I'm here. Like I'm always scared when my husband leaves, because believe it or not, he made me a stay-at-home mom to 5 kids. So I'm constantly worried. Like, okay, what if they take him away? What am I going to do at this point with 5 kids?
Mm-hmm.
I have a baby, months
Mhm.
old.
Wow.
So it's like
Oh,
I'm always
congratulations.
freaking out.
Congrats. Yes, congrats.
I'm always
I,
freaking out, because for me, it's like, okay, he's hardworking. He's the one that wanted me to be a stay-at-home mom. He's doing everything he needs to, but I still have to be worried for him.
Right.
yeah.
As you
Yeah.
should be. Right.
Right. Right. I got two things I want to. So first off, again, thank everybody on the panel, and it's me five. I'm so in, I'm really engaged, and thank you for sharing this
Yes.
perspective,
Yep.
and coming up on the panel. I thank you, because I could talk about this all day. Me and Vision, and
Yep.
even Game Nerd Mom to an extent, but like your story is unique. But actually, you and Game Nerd Mom, y'all coming from a different perspective that I appreciate and respect. But the second part of the question is, where do you see things within the next year or two? And that's actually my question. The first thing is just a comment. Vision touched on this earlier. Some stuff just not adding up. It's just not making sense. Is it possible? Is there a route that you could actually walk from, let's say, Venezuela to up through Texas? Yeah, I mean, some people were saying they walked through jungles, they this or that. I'm
Right.
not doubting it completely, but yeah, you caught a Greyhound somewhere along the way, and it's a little bit more complicated than that. I'm just
They
gonna
piled
leave.
into the back of a truck and came away. Somebody got paid.
So,
Here's the bottom line. Follow the money and you'll find the answers.
that part. And that ties into the other part that I was going to say. Look here, man. So many people, especially from South America, we talked about this earlier. entertainment, influence, television, movies, all of that. I personally know people. Some still live back in the States, some are over here in Africa. I know a lot of foreigners. I've befriended a lot of foreigners. That light on a shining hill, the only thing that's starting to throw any discrepancy in the concept of America just being this open, greatest place is the fact that the internet exists. Outside of
Right.
that, and for people who grew up with it and don't know, you can have all the conversations you want with people. But if you grew up seeing that you can literally just come there and be anything, you can be better than the people that's already there because a lot of people don't know how much things have changed, but they still being sold that. So some people, I'm gonna say this too, I think are generally actually shocked when they actually get there and they see how things really go down at the border, or if they do get asylum once they get inside the country, because they've been fed the complete opposite since they were 3 or 4 years old. So again, it's super complicated. I just want to say that, but it's me five. What do you see happening within the next couple of years with this influx of people and knowing the things that you know and having the conversations that you have with other migrants?
Further, you could comment to that first thing you're talking about. That's true.
Hmm.
My husband's side of the family that's still in Mexico, they believe that because my mother-in-law and my husband are here, that they have all this money that they could just send them everything. Like, oh, they'll be fine. Can you send us a big screen TV, some iPhones? Oh, how much we want a PlayStation? And it's like it's not that easy. Money does not grow on trees here. Like,
Hmm.
I have to explain that to my husband. Like, you don't have to give or send that much money to them if we don't have it.
Right.
Like, they need to understand as well. It's not peaches and cream over here either.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that's they're being sold on. Oh, United States, it's the land of money. You're gonna go and all your dreams are gonna come true. And it's like, not exactly. Not if you're not
No,
busting your butt on a daily.
no, you also you 100% right, because it's not just people south of the border from Mexico, Venezuela, Colombia, those countries. I done heard this from friends from Haiti, friends from Africa, friends from Jamaica, friends from the islands and stuff. It's like, look, man, we not made of money, and America is a lot harder than y'all think. And the expectation of once you arrive, you just supposed to have this automatic wealth because of the exchange rate or whatever, that you can just literally take care of damn near 30 people back home. So this is a real thing, and thank you for saying that.
Yeah. And then as in for the second part, in a year or two, honestly, I don't want to think about it. It doesn't look too good.
Say it. Say it.
Um, Me and my husband has talked about this just because everything's just getting so tense, and we've been planning if anything were to happen where immigration laws hit, all over the states and stuff. We're planning.
Hmm.
We have everything. We're moving back. There's no coming back to the United States at that point. I'm gonna follow my
That's what
husband where
I'm.
he's at.
That's I said it earlier before you even came up, fam, and thank you for reinforcing something that I believe very strongly. I believe very, very strongly that within the next 5 years will probably be the case. I think that I think hell, that could be why it's such a new big influx, because it's gonna take time for them to figure it out too. But yeah, thank you for sharing that. Game Nerd Mom and Vision, what y'all think about what It's Me Five just said?
Um, I say I have to agree, but definitely, I lost my train of thought. What was I just thinking? Vision, you go first because I lost my train of thought.
No worries. I think we're going to end up going back to the 1700s, because it is not. It is not exactly. And you know what I'm
Come on.
talking about, Jay.
Come on, bro.
In order to fix it, let me say how politely can I say it? It's going to have to be fixed by the people and not the government. And if it's going to be fixed by the people, there's only one way that's going to happen, and it ain't going to be pretty. So I will say this, and y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Y'all better build and gather your communities right now.
Right now. And
Get your
a sad,
resources.
yes, a sad and unfortunate truth is, I said this before, I'm gonna say it again. Everybody tend to love skyscrapers. People sit back and admire, and they look at how beautiful they are and how tall and big the glasses in the windows are, and the design and the architecture. But don't nobody like construction sites. Don't nobody like when it's covered in scaffolding and all the mud and the dirt and all the men and women who walk into and walk away covered in filth from a hard day's work, sometimes a hard night's work for 2, 3, 4, 5 years straight, because it's ugly and it's dirty and it's grimy. But everybody tend to like the end results. That's a whole lot like societies, baby. Some of the times, some of the most beautiful buildings and pieces of architecture end up being torn down either by the weathering of the storms or by men at the hands of men, at the hands of other men.
That's right.
Y'all, when people sit back and lollygag through life and playing and hee and the cacan and ha and all, we all got to take a break sometime. Laughter is good. Brevity is good. But if y'all can't see the storm that's coming, again, I'm just old country boy. I ain't got it all figured out. But damn, I don't know what to tell y'all. But Lala, you remember what you were going to say now?
Gamer girl.
Yeah, I do.
I'm sorry.
Remember.
Oh, gamer girl.
What I was gonna say is that people outside of this country are sold the American dream, and that's exactly what it is, a dream. It's not real, it's fake. And it's very unfortunate that people come here and they think that, you know, it's all the land of opportunity, sunshine and rainbows, and when they get here they realize it's not like that. And that it sucks, and it's very unfortunate, and I wish that we didn't do that as a country, but you know. And how things are going to be in 1 to 2 years, me personally, I don't know. I've been reading about societies and, you know, the average time they collapse, if you know anything about that kind of stuff. And I feel like America is on the verge of collapse. We close. So maybe 1 to 2 years, maybe 5 to 10. I don't know exactly, but I feel like it's close. I feel like it's going to happen within my lifetime. And like Vision said, it's definitely going to be up to community. It's going to be up to the people. We're going to have to fix it because the government's not going to. They have a bunch of problems they're literally not fixing at all. So we can't even get reparations for freaking enslaving a whole group of people. So like nobody's even talking about that. Like that's not even on the board. So like I wouldn't expect them to try to fix any of this kind of stuff neither. So
I think that unfortunate circumstances are definitely possible. What's up, Big Daddy Beard Gaming Production? Actually, there was a member of the and I'm not sitting up here giving them a whole bunch of credit, believe me, but the CBC, the Congressional Black Committee, and he proposed, I want to say it's HR 40. He proposed this. So the whole concept and idea of reparations has been around for a long time. The whole fact that it is starting to gain steam in the news and this and that. I'm not. This ain't an argument of being for it for me. It's an argument of the timing. Because I can't help but notice when people with everything we got going on right now, I'm not saying it's never a wrong time to give people their just due. But I can't help but notice how it seems to be more and more feasible when everybody already mad as hell.
Yep.
I can't not look at that part either. But go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off, sis.
You good. I definitely agree with that. Like it's funny like how it's gaining traction now when everything, all the ish is hitting the fan right now. So like I find that kind of questionable also. So I definitely agree with that. But yeah,
And I want you to speak on I'm sorry, sis. I want you to speak on. You can start out, and we'll go around the panel. But for y'all who still got time, it's Tanya S said, even those who are Americans thinking of leaving the country, which I'm not encouraging nobody to do. This ain't what it's about. I'm trying to build my team on both fronts because I got too many people I love back home to ever just say here is it and all, or there is it and all. But what do y'all think about that? Well, I'll go ahead and put it to the 2 years. You can finish up with what you were saying, sis, and then take it to Vision and take it to It's Me 5.
Me personally, moving out the country is a long-term goal of mine. I definitely want to live abroad. I kind of want to travel the world, actually.
Okay.
For me, I'm not leaving the country. And here's a couple of reasons why. I've lived abroad. I've lived in other countries. And as bad as we think we have it, the United States of America is still the greatest country on the planet, period. That's my opinion. And for me to just say I'm up, I'm out, that's selfish because I got family here, I got loved ones, I got friends, I got all this, that, and the other. I'm not running. I'm old for a reason. I have deep roots here. I have worked tremendously hard where I'm at to have what I have. And I'm not going to give it up just because some bozos in DC say, different.
Understood. The only word I don't like is running. Is right. Because a lot of people choose to leave for a lot of different reasons. So that's the only word I don't like is running. But I completely understand what you're saying.
Right.
But I will say this. People have now, maybe not necessarily outside of the country, but people have migrated and even relocated to other countries all throughout history. So I understand both sides. I understand people like Tamika Wells just said, she just put it down here. She said, I ain't going nowhere. I completely understand. I got the majority of my family who like, I ain't going nowhere. And then I got other people, family and friends who like, shit, we thinking about dipping out too. We ain't really trying to go to Africa, but we thinking about ironically enough, which makes me scratch my head even further, some people actually thinking about going to places that other people are allegedly leaving or going to the US from. So it's a real complicated set of circumstances. But I do respect what you're saying, bro. I understand. I just think it's I think I don't think I know. I do. I get both sides of the argument. I really do.
Same here. And if you want to leave, that's great. I have no problem with it. But for me and mine, I'm not going nowhere.
I get it. I get it.
For me, like I said, I'll leave. I'll where my husband goes, I go. I can't say, you have your opinion, your family, your friends. My family is my husband and my kids. So wherever he's at, I'm at with all 5 of my little monkeys.
I know that's right. Right. As you should be.
And even though it'll be hard, because you know what, I the same treatment that most immigrants get here in the United States is probably what my kids are gonna get in Mexico. But eventually, it'll get better, hopefully.
Right.
Yeah. I gotta. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, please. Continue.
Oh no, go. That was just it.
I got it. Okay, so I gotta put David Corey, and I gotta get TX Lala, because I don't disagree with either one of them. I just got, and this gonna be the conversation tomorrow. I hope y'all can join Trill Tuesday, because it's a little bit of what we're gonna be kind of getting into and talking about a little bit. So Davis, that for those who just listening, David Corey with Crop, my brother from Texas, said, "This is my home. People are from this land. Why leave your home for others?" Well, even though, and I say this in full mind, and let me put TX Lala up there too, so I can put both of these together and respond to both of them simultaneously. TX Lala said we've survived worse. I totally do not disagree with either one of those statements, but I'll add a caveat to it. Yes, being from Texas, just like David Corey, I know that's my land. I know that's where I'm from, where I was born and raised. And to TX Lala, we've survived worse. But at what cost? And here's why I say that. When I think about Slocum, Texas, when I think about what was Tulsa, Oklahoma, when I think about all the other damn near 30 thriving, actually it was closer to 36 if I'm not mistaken, thriving, built up cities with doctors, and we talking about post Reconstruction. We talking about during post Civil War, during Reconstruction, and up and through the Jim Crow South and Jim Crow North, if we're gonna be honest about it.
Right.
People were literally chased off of their land, murdered over in the night, and sometimes in broad daylight. Sometimes their kids were killed and murdered as a result to either convince them to sell their land or just leave altogether. Everybody who was a victim of what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Slocum, Texas, never came back to reclaim a deed because everybody against them was working together. So when it comes to saying I understand both sides about why some people feel they ain't never gonna leave, they'll die fighting, and why some people say, "Oh, okay, I get it, it's cool. You know what? If you don't want me, you don't need. Okay, bet. I'm gonna move around." I've lived and seen enough and know enough history to understand why both parties feel that way, and ain't nobody wrong in my opinion. They just feel how they feel, and both sets of emotions are equally valid, because when you think about it, you know what, I ain't gonna get too deep in it. I'm gonna get into that tomorrow night. But yeah, go ahead, Vision. I think
no, you're absolutely right. You know, and I can see both sides of the street. You know, if you want to lead a country, that's fine. You know, who am I to say where folks can live? But I can see folks moving within the United States to a more, I don't know, rural or more secure environment, and that's perfectly fine. That's exactly what I did. I grew up in the city, lived in the burbs the majority of my life, moved from the burbs to the country to where I'm at today.
But see, Vision, the difference between you and a whole lot of other people, you ready to defend that space at all costs. Some people think just because they've acquired that land and got a couple of horses, maybe one horse, for the sake of having a horse, and 5 or 6 cows, and everybody happy up, baby, this will defend.
Right.
If you're not ready, I'm looking at this black farm up there in Colorado in El Paso County right now.
Yeah.
And everything he going through.
Yeah, exactly.
Because in the US, you're not supposed to have no 10,000 acres. What the hell
Correct.
you doing? Who you think you are? You think you are with 10,000 acres? So, I mean, it's a never-ending story. It's the same movie with a different cast, and it's exhausting. And I get why people like, hell no, this mine. Paw built it,
Right.
grandma built it. I'm gonna fight for it and I'm gonna hold it down. And I understand why other people like, okay, all right, bet. It's almost like how you said I forget what we was talking about. It was a few days ago, Vision. I think it
Uh-huh.
might have been last Trill Tuesday, and you said, if somebody gonna require me to do this, that, and the third, I'm just gonna take my business elsewhere. Well,
Right.
that's how a whole lot of Americans from a multitude of backgrounds and ethnicities are starting to feel about what they confronted with. So
Correct.
yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
That's definitely true. And I
I'm
just
gonna
bring
get
it back
ready to.
to again my husband. If he's doing everything right and he still can't get his papers, I'm willing to be like, cool, then we out of here.
Right. Exactly. And
Yeah.
as you should. If he says, "Hey, we're gonna bounce," then out the door you go
Mm-hmm.
with the whole family.
Yeah, I'm on. I done had y'all long. I can't believe y'all still hanging in here, engaged in this conversation, man. It's been a great conversation. I'm really loving how everybody chipped in and participated, and in the chat as well as to the guests. I'm always loving when my brother Vision come through. I'm gonna
Yeah.
start ladies first. It's me 5. I want to say first off, thank you again for coming up, sharing your experiences, your story, everything that you got going on, and how you feel about it, and being torn and all that. Are I have to ask, are you a creator? Do you have a channel that you actually put out content?
I just have a small channel, nothing big.
And I don't buy care about that. Ain't no big, small. You ain't never too big or too little for African dreaming, baby. You have thoughts and opinions just like everybody else. So when you step down, if you will put your hashtag BCIAC in the chat, then everybody can connect with you and hopefully get over there and check you out and help you grow. But before you do that, would you be so kind as to tell everybody about your channel, what you do, elaborate on your thoughts tonight, and
um
and then we'll take it on over to Vision.
yeah. Well, like I said, my channel's something small. I'm actually barely working on it. It's mainly, content with either my kids or creative stuff I do. I do a lot of decorations, balloons, graduation gifts, parties, stuff like that.
Okay, cool. You get into some mom stuff.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. I have no idea how you even know who African Dreaming is, the channel, but thank you.
Shouting out G Jordan, saw him post you, and I was
Hey,
like,
what's up,
"Ooh."
EJ? Thank you.
I
Oh,
saw the
go ahead.
conversation. I was like, "Yep, I'm there."
Okay, that's what's up. Well, we really appreciate it and thank you for coming up. And please, it's me 5 after you step down. Please type hashtag BCIAC off in this here chat, and then we're gonna get you right. And anybody who's in the chat who would love to support this sister and help her grow her channel, especially for my all my people who in here, all the moms, crafters. I'm gonna slide over and check you out. I'm not 100% that I'm connected to you. We might be, but I'm gonna go double check. And thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Bye.
Take
All
care.
right, you take care. All right. And now y'all know this next young man right here. Before I check this out. Before I get to him, look here. I got to say this, man. Stephen King can't make this up. So yesterday, I'm trying to catch up on stuff I missed because y'all know it was Mother's Day.
Yep.
Wasn't
Same
super
here.
duper in the mood, and yesterday I decided to start catching up on people content who I had missed. You can have coffee with this young man right here on Saturdays, but I'll be doggone. Vision, I wouldn't subscribe to you no more. I'm still getting your content. I'm still getting notifications, but the
Yeah.
subscription itself was gone. Same thing for Motivation from the Weightlifting Geek. And once I saw YouTube, I started checking other people. I was not
Right.
connected to about 6 more people, at least the 6 that I checked. So y'all do me a favor if you still in here. Um, You might have got the notification. You might have just dropped by. Please make sure you still connected to African Dreaming. Make sure you still actually subscribe to us. And please make sure you connect with Vision Preparedness. With that being said, I'm going to turn it over to my brother and let him go and do this rundown. And he better throw in Bug Out Weekend. But go ahead.
So I'll start with that. For those of you that may not know me, Vision Preparedness, my channel's all about emergency preparedness and planning. June 2nd through the 4th in Dayton, Ohio, we're having a Bug Out Weekend where a lot of like-minded people are getting together to learn some things, to talk about some stuff, to have some great food, and just have a great time for the weekend. If you have stuff, if you buy things that you know you have not tested out and they just sitting in a box, shame on you. That's what the Bug Out Weekend is about, where you're in a safe environment. You can practice, set it up, use it. And if you don't know everything about it, I guarantee there'll be somebody there that can help you. You can find out about the Bug Out Weekend if you go to our website, visionpreparedness.org, and go to the About page. This event is free. Well, then I suggest you show up, Game Nerd Mom. You're in Ohio. You have no excuse.
None.
No excuse for coming down and learning something, hanging out, meeting some people. But folks, this is a free event that is coming out. Everything came out of my pocket, and because that's how important it is. And we're having tons of giveaways. So you need to come out and learn something, meet some folks. You may meet some people in your area that you didn't know were there. So now you're building community. And that's what it's all about, because in time of need, tough times, in a disaster or anything else, you're going to need people. Yeah, Gamer Nerd Mom, you 2 hours away. You better show up. So with that, Jay, as always, man, African Dreaming, I appreciate you and April and everything you guys do for the community and for everybody. And by the way, folks, if you have not smashed the like button, please smash the like button. Share out this live. Hit the share button, share it out, so that other people that may not know African Dreaming can get to know African Dreaming. That's how we all grow together, folks. But thank you for allowing me to come up, man. I just happen to have some time this afternoon before the rest of the day gets crazy to come up and talk about this very important topic and plus to hang out with you, bro.
Thank you, man. It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. I'm grateful. I'm blessed to have such thoughtful and thought-provoking. And look at here. Look, hold on, Vision.
A resilient dad. Go ahead, bro.
Now I got to get a resilient dad right.
Get him right.
Got to get it right. Thank you for that coming out from the Bay, bro. We appreciate the support as always. Let me get my man here right. My favorite one. Y'all know I'm always going for. I got to.
Go ahead, George.
Come on, George. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Much love to you, a resilient dad. I appreciate you, my brother. April, appreciate you. Thank you for all your support, all y'all love. I mentioned earlier, July 22nd, my man's got that 5K coming up. That's 5 clicks. Woo. That's 5 of them. He gonna be out there running. I believe the purpose of the event is for support for dementia, which is something that could potentially impact any of us. Yes. As we grow older, as you know, we, like my man, he'll say he old for a reason. As we keep living through this thing we call life, you never know how life can potentially impact any of us. So I think that's an amazing call. Shout out to you, my brother, for getting out there, getting on that grind, and doing something that's not only healthy and beneficial, but it's for such an amazing cause. So shout out to you,
Yes.
my brother, a resilient dad.
Appreciate you, resilient dad. You're a great man.
Yes, sir. He is. He good people. Good people.
Yes.
Yo, Vision, bro. You always coming through. You and Motivation from the Weightlifting Geek, Big Roost, the others, y'all always coming through showing love. Miss Janita McLean still in here. Blue Lotus Vibe. She been here since the beginning. I want to thank Game Nerd Mom for coming up and adding her experience and her thoughts to the conversation. All the 5 people off in the chat, man, y'all really had a lot of good input.
Yes.
I'm not even gonna try to name everybody because it was too many of y'all. Y'all was on it. What else can I don't want to forget nobody. That's why I ain't trying to list everybody out. But y'all please make sure to catch tomorrow's episode of Trill Tuesday, because we're gonna be talking about some stuff that we kind of touched on tonight, but we're gonna be going way more in depth. Everybody in the chat, as long as the panel, man, I appreciate and respect all the honesty about your views and opinions while still being respectful. I think that this community does it like nobody else on YouTube, because it ain't about drama. It ain't about going in on somebody. It's about being honest, being adult, being respectful, and still sharing how you really feel. I can never thank y'all enough for being the grown folks that y'all are.
That's right.
Shout out to my wife in some other part of the house. I have no clue where she is, but she been in and out of the chat. I don't know where that woman at, man. I have no clue, but she's somewhere in here. So thank you, Sweet Pea, for dropping Vision's link and for jumping in the chat tonight, because it'll take me about 43 years to do. I'm good at dropping them links, though. I'm a link dropper, boy. I drop a link in a second. Yeah.
Right.
But y'all really, this brother here, June 2nd through the 4th, I can't tell y'all enough. You don't take, that's right, Miss Janita, tech support. That's tech support. I just can't not thank him enough for taking on the responsibility of being who he is and what he is in this community, because like this coming out of this man pocket. He doing this out of love and out of passion, helping people prepare for circumstances that he and I both believe are unfortunately inevitable to some degree. So when you find people like that before they shut them gates and quit, like he said earlier, I believe him with all my heart, that 308 before you even know what happened. Before he turned into that guy. He turned into that guy. Make his acquaintance now, and and start setting up your team and get stuff together. And I think I pretty much covered everything. Well, I'll talk about that tomorrow. I ain't even gonna get into that. Yeah, please, if y'all don't mind, support the podcast. Some things and some stuff. Podcast over on Spotify. Later in the week, Wednesday night, I'm gonna be doing some things. I'm sure my brother Vision will pop up if he available. Check out Motivation from the Weightlifting Geek, because we're gonna be doing some things together on Wednesday night, and you can catch him today for his after work live. Tech Department just dropped that hashtag STSS in the chat. That will take you straight over to the podcast. We would appreciate it if y'all can make your way over there, check things out, see how you like it. If you like it, stick around and become a listener. If you don't, no harm, no foul. But with that being said, it's all love. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate it. And hopefully it'll be tomorrow. But until the next time that we see y'all and y'all see us, we're going to be over here being country in another country. Peace.
Later, y'all.